welcome to Free Cheese episode 293. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Marc Augustiniak.
Hey.
Matt Sellner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games, brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. Hi.
Hola.
What's up?
Yo.
Yeah?
Boo the woo.
What are you doing? Why you always gotta... Just say hi. Mark comes in, he goes, hi.
I
how's
said
it going?
hello.
No.
Right at the top.
What?
You said my name. I said hello.
And what's this other... What are you...
Boo the woo.
Are you casting a spell?
Boo the woo.
Is this a Fortnite thing?
No, God no. Are you kidding me?
I don't know what... Explain yourself.
What are my two favorite interests at the moment?
Sadly, Dota and being sad, apparently, because you play Dota all the time.
Sad.
No, that's
What?
mine. Hold on.
Oh, wait.
We
sorry.
can't share that one.
Nah, wrestling.
Oh, okay. I thought it was an Orioles thing.
Boo and the woo. Ric Flair used to woo.
Oh, and you boo the woo.
Charlotte Flair is a heel. She took the belt off of Asuka, which we all hate.
We like Asuka. Is that correct?
Oh, I like Asuka.
Okay.
She has good theme music. I actually regularly listen to it on Apple Music.
Checks
All
out.
yeah. Okay. I guess that's all you really have to do to.
Anyway, we're building up the WrestleMania over here.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
We're building up to Mortal Kombat over here.
Well, Mortal Kombat on Friday.
Yeah.
But on Monday and Tuesday, your
WrestleMania.
boy is going to Monday Night Raw in DC and then to SmackDown in Baltimore.
Jesus Christ. Not doing. Are you doing WrestleMania?
Nah, I'm watching at home. 'Cause
I know.
we
it's
just
in-
counted the hours. It's like 8 hours long.
Yeah. It's in Jersey, right?
Yeah. It's where the Jets and the Giants play, the football teams. They call it New York, but it's technically in the
technically Jersey.
New Jersey. Yeah.
Huh. Well, congratulations for wrestling. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, FCW is one hell of a show, though.
It really is.
I don't want to promote
I mean,
too early here in the podcast.
promote it up. If you're listening to this, you should be watching FCW Mortal Kombat when it drops on Friday, April 5th. It's really, I got done editing it today, and man, we made a goddamn good show. We make good shows, generally speaking, but we're just getting better. You know? I feel like everyone's better than the last, and oh man,
This one's the most involved.
this was intense. So much happening, so many different factions coming together for Mortal Kombat, our version of WrestleMania. So if you're excited for WrestleMania, or better yet, if you're like, man, I'm done with all this WWE shit, I wish I had some good Raw shit, but not like that Raw, you know what I mean? Like that Raw.
Or if you want a good little teaser going into NXT TakeOver Friday night.
Exactly.
What about that raw?
That Raw.
All
I
about
died.
that
I had to
raw,
keep
raw.
scrubbing back and forth when she said that on the thing earlier. Stay tuned. Friday. You don't want to miss it. Thefreecheese.com. Mark, how are you doing?
That's my answer.
There it is. All right.
I'll fill in. The Orioles won.
Well, that's what.
One
Yeah,
and one.
Orioles won.
Thanks
Won the
for
one.
taking that out of Mark's mouth.
Well, he didn't want to say anything, so I had two things
He was
to share.
building up to it.
I had two things to share. He didn't open his mouth.
He
I'm
was
being
going to let
greedy
you
today.
know about.
I'm being greedy today.
He was about to tell us
It's all
about the
about
Orioles.
me.
No, actually,
today.
telepathy. I made Matt say what I was thinking.
I get it. Puppetry.
Orioles won. Won the one.
Congratulations.
It's one of maybe 30 this year.
You think 30? I was going lower than that.
I mean, there's 162. They got to win some.
How they doing it at MLB The Show? They rank pretty good in like the overall
I was going to fill
standings?
you in all there later, but out of 30 teams, ranked 30th.
There you go.
There it is.
That's bad.
It's really bad.
Fucking Detroit Lions status,
They're
man.
not even fun to play with because just the next unknown dude gives up the bat and it's just what are these stats? Why can't I hit the ball? Oh, that's right, you're a Baltimore Oriole. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
One day.
I don't know why I drew the comparison. Like, you ever heat up food, but it's not completely like all the way through heated up, just like bits and pieces.
A hot pocket.
But you're like lazy to not reheat it again.
It's
You
like-
just you
yeah.
still eat it,
Mhm.
even the cold parts. Is that what? I don't know why I'm like. Is that what this is like?
Kinda. So, I mean, the
It's like-
Orioles.
It looks like baseball.
I'm still gonna eat it because it's my favorite food, but it's still.
But I'm not gonna go all the way back to the microwave for this lasagna.
Just eat the cold parts, whatever.
Yeah, it's like we know there's a rebuilding process. It's going to be 3 years until this team is probably at least competitive again.
Hmm.
So I can't say that. But if after 3 years this still sucked, it will be exactly like that, but worse.
Man.
Or just the microwave's broken.
Lukewarm pocket.
Or like, there's those meals that
Just imagining walking around with pockets full of pasta. You just reach in like, hey, can you give me the car keys? And you're like, oh, yeah, sure. Here's some fucking rotini.
shout out to Bonesaw and the cockies.
There he is, my man. And yours, too.
No, like there's always foods that just are never the same when you microwave it again.
French fries.
French fries. I always think of chicken Alfredo because you can never get the Alfredo sauce.
Ooh,
never combines
leftover
again.
Taco Bell when you heat up the lettuce.
Oh,
Yeah, bad style.
or
That's real bad.
quesadillas when like the whole quesadilla shell gets hard on the outside.
That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I do not appreciate the hard shell, but I'll still eat it.
I'll eat the middle.
The hot lettuce. That hot lettuce.
That hot lettuce is bad.
This is bad style.
But you get melted cheese in return.
You do, but is it
But
a
you
fair
get
trade?
warm lettuce.
They cancel each other out.
Yeah.
So you just have like more meat and tortilla.
Soggy ass tortilla.
So that's your week, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, that checks out, I guess. Wow. I got nothing.
Hot lettuce.
No good car drives to work. Nothing.
I don't know. I saw someone's license plate said Sonic earlier and I got excited for you and
You say you.
Matt.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because you're a big fan.
Nebraska. Was the Nebraska
if,
state
it,
tag?
if it was, I would have hit him. Just so I could
Just
have
rear-ended on.
just nailed him so we can pull over and have a conversation about life. Hey, glad I got your attention by striking the back of your vehicle.
Was you like a chili dog?
You know what? I did have a cool week, and here's why. Actually, I had really bad traffic all week to work. Like, suck traffic. But that aside, I don't remember which episode of Combo Breaker it was, but Mark and I talked about how I will never finish Dragon Ball Z. And I'm proud to say that I have begun the 122nd time attempting to watch Dragon Ball Z in my life. I re-upped to Funimation, and I'm on the second saga. I'm like knocking on the door of the Frieza saga.
OG or Kai or
OG.
okay.
Kai is only available through a paid subscription, like the live TV subscription to Hulu, or by signing into your cable account with Adult Swim's app. But even then, it's only like whatever episodes are currently running on Adult Swim.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because the voice actors for Gohan is the same voice actors for Kid Goku in Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah.
So I like that actress.
Yeah.
So it's good because Kai doesn't have that.
Oh yeah, no. I wanted to do Kai because I know it strips out a lot of the whatever. And to be fair, there was an episode I watched where it was literally
Just filler.
it was Goku and Vegeta just and then one time it cut away to Bulma inside of some house with Master Roshi and a bunch of other people saying like, where's Goku? And then it cuts back to Goku just 25 minutes, y'all. I was like, all right, this is the peak of Dragon Ball. But it's getting good now. Like
oh, you wait till he wait till he preps the spirit bomb.
I don't think I've seen that yet. Yeah, no. Krillin's been throwing some. No, Krillin did a spirit bomb.
Yeah, but you know a Goku-sized
All right,
spirit bomb.
He's over 9,000.
He isn't yet.
Krillin's not. Krillin, what? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know. These set of numbers don't mean anything really.
No, it
it's just a thing.
It's just a meme.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vegeta woke back up from being from when they ripped his tail off and beat the shit out of him.
Krillin could have killed him.
I know.
That's the one Vegeta gets. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he was back on. I don't remember what planet.
Namek?
Is that where he's from? Namek?
No,
I don't
no.
know.
All the
I don't
Saiyans are
know.
from planet Vegeta because his dad is King Vegeta.
Oh Jesus.
He ruled that planet. So he had a son named Vegeta.
Mm.
But then Frieza took over and killed the whole planet.
Now, does Frieza's appearance change? Because I feel like I was introduced to Frieza, but not.
Frieza has a couple forms.
Yes.
Okay. So then I have seen Frieza.
You're going to see.
The Frieza you're used to is the final form.
The Mewtwo looking one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that I just saw is like wearing like the Vegeta armor style shit, floating around in some cool chair.
Yeah, that you're going to see a lot of that form for a while
All right.
until.
Cool.
Yeah, because when that's all we knew was just that form, it was kind of menacing. Just to, like, you don't want to see Frieza fight, and then I was like, oh shit, people can transform, and then it just gets crazy.
I'm very impressed because I've watched that opening like 20 episodes.
I hope these are all uncut too.
They are. It's
Okay.
It's
Good, because they're okay. Good.
why?
You'll reach a certain scene, and I'm sure you'll tell me about it.
Oh.
I'm like, yep,
Got it.
This is what I was nodding for.
Got it. Okay, that says everything I need to have been said.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited to at least have made some. I feel like I'm over the hump. You know what I mean? Every time I've tried to watch it before, it's always like that same ass setting where they're just in the desert and the rocks and the whatever.
It's gonna be kind of like that for Namek a little bit.
I'm fine with that.
But
I,
then-
I had to watch Goku run across that
Seriously?
fucking snake for 45 years.
I
Yeah.
feel like the Namek part is the last slowest part.
Okay.
The rest of it is just kind of it's whatever. You know,
Now-
it carries along.
After I get through Z, which I know is a ways away,
Mm.
do I go back to Dragon Ball? Because I started Dragon Ball and I really liked Dragon Ball. You're scrunching your face.
I don't remember Dragon Ball that much.
I
I don't think
figured-
I watched it.
See, I like Dragon Ball for what it is, and to get spoiled by Z, I feel like it's going to be harder to go back, unless you have a different, I guess, mentality going into it. Of like,
I'm trying to watch everything in the order that they aired for us in, America through Toonami, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was Z, and then Dragon Ball came much later. Unless I'm dumb.
I don't know, because I remember watching Dragon Ball on non-Cartoon Network.
Well, going by the Cartoon Network canon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Z than Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball came and I was like, oh, what's this? Oh, Kid Goku. Ooh, I'm not in for
Yeah,
a
he's
prequel.
weird, but I like it because it's just him and Bulma fucking around.
The animation's really
Fucking-
good.
Wow. Come on, they're kids, Matt.
No, it's
Never
cool.
mind.
It's cool.
Kids can fuck
It's
kids.
mostly important to see Goku's character.
Yeah, that's
Like
kind of...
to watch that grow, and
Yeah.
then as he gets older, and then going that into Z, like certain moments have more impact with it when you have that knowledge of where he came from. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess finish this saga and then get a pulse check.
All right, I'm there. There's your weekly update on that. But hey, you know what? Here's what I want to say. If you want to do something, just do it. I'm almost 30, and here I am.
All right, Shy.
Discovering Dragon Ball. What?
Saying the whole just do it thing. They call it
No,
Shia LaBeouf.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go.
Nike did it first.
but Shia LaBeouf made it a
Don't let your
meme.
dreams be dreams.
Exactly. Bring them to reality and watch me scream.
Oh, well, I'm gonna go run people over. So
Wait, what?
you said just do it.
Is that your dreams?
Sure. Sometimes.
Well, what I meant is
Don't you not want to run people over?
no, people are alright. People are fine. They're just assholes sometimes.
I can't generalize it. Specific people.
Yeah, but even the specific people who suck, I don't want to run them over necessarily.
I like persons.
Persons are fine. I'm okay with persons. I'm also okay with.
Come down my way. I don't care about a lot of
Yeah.
people down my way.
Joe endorsed it. He said do it.
I'm also okay with video games. Have you guys played any video games this week?
Grand Theft Auto. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Real life, IRL.
GTA IRL.
that's the one.
Has anyone seen that mod? Like the whole not cosplaying, the whole role playing mod that's been popular. I don't know. Like, so recently I've been getting on to Twitch to watch Auto Chess, but on my way to Auto Chess, I have just been seeing that Grand Theft Auto 5 has just spiked back up in viewership all of a sudden.
Why?
There's some new role playing mod where like if you go into server, some people will actually like be cops and some people will actually be like robbers. It's kind of like something that Arma did back in the day.
It's like that one game APB that didn't sell well, where it was literally the online game of cops and robbers.
Yeah, I mean there's been a few games that have done that mod. I remember Arma doing that back when, but
I'm sure it's way more enticing for GTA.
But yeah, he just uses GTA 5 online engine. I don't know what kind of mod you need to get, but I thought that was interesting that Grand Theft Auto 5 is making this weird comeback.
6 years later, is that what it is?
Yeah.
now? Man.
I'm sure they're doing the same thing with Red Dead. Not modding, but
I don't
just honor system.
I don't know. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 is like always on the top of the list now. I feel like every time I log on Twitch.
You think they're gonna make a 6?
Yeah,
But soon?
not soon.
You think we get it on this generation of consoles, or do you think they wait for the next?
I think they wait.
Next.
Be smart.
There's no way they'll pump out because they just finished Red Dead too. There's no way they pump out a new Grand Theft Auto in time for the end of this
I
cycle.
don't know. They've grown a lot since. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but think of the time frame from 5 to Red Dead too.
Think of the time frame from Grand Theft Auto, or think about GTA 4 to Red Dead to 5.
Well, 5 was a cross-gen, right?
5 was cross-gen.
It released in like September of 2013, and all the consoles hit in November, and then a year later they brought it out for next gen. It wasn't developed with the intention of that. I think that it just kind of was a happenstance, but I don't know.
I'd say do another LA Noire type game. Because I was thinking, what if
that
there
wasn't them?
That
It
wasn't
wasn't?
Rockstar?
2K published it, I thought,
It was Rockstar.
but not that Rockstar.
I mean, it wasn't like Rockstar North or whatever their main.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No.
But it's all Rockstar. You know.
Yeah, but there's teams. I mean, you just can't tell me that the BioWare team that did Andromeda was the BioWare team that did the original Mass Effect series.
It might be the one
No.
that made Anthem though.
It
Yeah.
probably was, unfortunately.
Speaking of great games, Mark and I played Sonic Adventure this week. Matt,
Also,
hey,
I do listen to the back half of the podcast.
there it is. Just making sure. Had to test. I had to know.
I almost forgot about that because all week nothing was said.
I would have, because of my crazy work schedule this past week. So usually my commute's back and forth from work on my podcast time, and I'm in. Well, like I said, boo the woo. We're in full WrestleMania season, so the wrestling kind of podcasts have been first. Also, the Orioles opening day had to get those Orioles podcasts in,
As you
and
did.
then late.
I get it. I did too.
And then late, one Friday morning at like 6 a.m. after working all night, I was like, oh, shit, I should probably tune into the back half of that show. And all I hear is Sonic and Final Fantasy, and I wanted to turn my car off at 695 into some trees.
Hey, get ready to turn your car off now, because we didn't talk about Sonic Adventure last week, though, did we? Because I think the night after we recorded the podcast is when you and I both independently speed ran that game.
Yeah, like I had it on originally because I think I was just checking stuff because I didn't have the DX version.
Right, and
then
you sent me that.
I was trying to see what the differences were.
Yeah.
Like visually, there wasn't any.
Yeah, there's some like under the hood stuff.
The
but
graphics are still the DX version graphics,
even in the 360.
just not the content.
I got it. Yeah, you sent me that, and I was like, oh, I should do, because I bought it with the intention of us going back for it for Chaos Chronicles.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't Sonic. You said Final Fantasy, and then you piggybacked off that. Well, speaking about things that Matt hates, I played Sea of Thieves. That's what it was.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah.
Once again, still want to turn my car off at 695
Yeah.
into some trees.
You got to join up. That update's coming.
I had a reason for bringing it up though.
Yeah.
You
But no,
do.
Sonic Adventure is I want to like that game so much more than I do.
See,
You don't need to.
Here's the thing.
It's
My mentality with this game and a couple games around this time when it came out, we were in a point of gaming where maybe it's just me, but the way I perceived it, I never factored games having bad controls. It was just always that was the game's obstacle that I had to adapt to and overcome.
no, I know. Yeah, I do that too.
But then like internet era comes and then I see
Oh,
people's
damn, it's
opinions and
99.
are like, oh yeah, things can be flawed. And
Sure.
I just never took the time to view it like that. So the only things I didn't like was not the controls of the game, but the controllers themselves. So when I would play Sonic Adventure OG Dreamcast at my friend's house,
Yeah,
and
You
I
mean
wasn't
Ben Barrett because he's the only one that owns a Dreamcast around here.
it's true.
well, I wasn't
There's
used
a one in
to
Maryland.
a Dreamcast controller, so I wasn't used to triggers being to rotate the camera.
Oh God.
That was the era we lived in.
Yeah.
But I did get used to it, but I never got far. I never really beat the game until I had the GameCube version, which was the DX version and whatever. So I guess a lot of that, I know how to like adapt around the flaws of Sonic Adventure to where it's not as bad. And so like when like you were already playing through it, I decided to hop on and try to speed run it too. And yeah, that playthrough should have been recorded because I had like no mistakes that time around. The boss fight, one try.
Oh yeah, that infamous boss fight.
So that boss fight I got to, and I was like, right, he does that dumbass thing. I forgot all the mechanics of that boss fight except for the part where he does his little kamikaze at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm playing it, and first run, flawless. Because it's the tells are very obvious. You see it happen, and you're like, got it. I jump, and I dash jump, and I'm, boom. I just, one.
Yeah.
And then the thing happens where he starts fucking doing his spirally weird shit.
And they make you think way more than you need to about it.
I was like, all right,
It
where's
psychs
he going
you
to go? Where's he going to go? I was like, doesn't he always go to the end? He goes to one of the ends, right? And then I like got twisted and the camera spun
I think
around.
it just goes wherever you're standing.
And then I was at the bottom of the pit.
You just have to move over one, and that's it.
The camera, it was really that game's biggest fault for me is the camera.
Well,
But-
they pretty much explained it at the very beginning, right?
Yes, I know.
I'm
I know. You get used
trying
to
to
it.
trigger anyone.
You
I'm
get
just
used to it.
saying. You'll get used to it.
I wonder if it's worse because we're trying to move it with a right stick now instead of triggers, where
That probably is part of it.
like the speed difference is probably different.
Well, it's
rotating.
not even the manual rotation of it that was giving me.
I mean, some of the auto stuff is bad too. Like I recorded a part in the ice level
Yeah.
where I just could not see because
Yeah.
I tried hacking and getting to like a part where I was like, instead of climbing through all this, just jump to here.
Yeah.
And when I did that, the camera was like, nope, you're gonna look at this cave. I'm like, okay, where am I at? And then I jumped on some spring, and then all of a sudden I clipped through the ceiling, and you just hear just like stuttering
Yeah.
the whole time. I was like, okay, great. I mean, I fell back through, but
It's
all that for nothing.
There's a lot of those little moments where I'm like, oh fuck. But I started the playthrough with E102 Gamma
Mm-hmm.
as a weird character to play as.
That's probably, if you think about it in hindsight, that's probably the deepest story out of all of them.
Yeah, no, it is. I didn't get to the end of it, but
It's just the trope of like robots trying to want to be human and
It's
trying to have a
fucking
high
Nier
Nier
understanding.
Automata before Nier Automata.
Yeah, I
get it.
texted him. I was like Walmart Nier. That's
Yeah.
what E102 story is.
it's pretty. Yeah, I mean,
Like you're like, how far did you get? I mean, do you get the premise of what it is?
yeah.
Yeah,
You
we
just-
all played Nier.
Yeah, but like, yeah, you're killing your siblings.
Yeah, one by one,
Yeah,
and
Run
then
C.
because they're all imperfect in some way, and then
and there's a rabbit inside of you, or maybe not a rabbit, but there's got to be some sort of animal inside of you because it's Robotnik, right?
did they show?
They didn't, but I.
Okay. Well, if you remember in Sonic's, Amy had a friend.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's related. I forget. The little bird with the gem.
Got it. We'll find out.
Flicky.
So I'm going through that. And we'll probably have more Chaos Chronicles here for you soon on thefreecheese.com. We'll figure out the right format for that. And I wasn't jumping into me talking about games. I just wanted to start things off the right
Sonic.
way.
Yeah,
of
the
course.
right way. Yeah.
I got more things to piss you off later.
No, I'm really enjoying the lore build towards this movie.
Oh, yeah.
The movie's completely different.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the movie. Just as
I'm gonna
the
send you the
more-
link. I'm
I
sending you
do
the link.
have to say, the more you talk about the story, and the more I am intrigued at like what the fuck can a Sonic game accomplish with lore and story.
Yeah, because usually it's just, oh, the planet's in ruin. Sonic has to save the planet.
It was, so I ended up,
Industrial's bad.
yeah. This game has a lot of story. Like when I replayed the Sonic playthrough to
But-
speed run through on Xbox, I like was skipping most cutscenes, but I was kind of like stopping at the parts and being.
It's
just,
trying to make you care, but
But
at
then
the
I
time,
started-
like that was the first time Sonic was truly 3D, other than like 3D Blast. You know what I mean? Like not sprites.
but this is real ass 3D, and honestly, like, what story does Mario have?
Mario's
None.
It's
according to the internet, Mario's the
Brutals.
deepest lore. I don't know if you know this.
really.
Yes.
He's a plumber from Nebraska. Oh, sorry.
It's called Na Bronx. Yeah, but like the actual in-game story, the moment to moment is there goes Peach.
Yep.
All right, let me do a wahoo until she's back.
Get
See
past
ya.
my boy Roy. Represent.
But like Sonic, there's some shit happening. I didn't play the Tails part yet, but I know like he wants to be fast as Sonic, so the whole thing is about going faster than Sonic. He's got this whole little motivation. Big the Cat is just a fucking fisher
Big
boy.
the Cat.
No, Big the Cat lost his frog, Froggy,
Yeah,
who swallowed a Chaos Emerald.
yeah.
So he has to go find him and fish him. And every time that happens, Robotnik or Eggman and Chaos are going. You know, there's a whole thing that intersects.
It's all there, man.
But all Big wants is just Froggy. He just wants his.
I don't
friend.
know what's convoluted. Sonic Adventure or the year before Metal Gear Solid. Both
I would say
pretty
this takes the
fucking
cake.
convoluted.
Robotnik wants to see what you were playing on with your memory card, so you have to plug it into player 2. Matt, what did you play this week?
All right. Well, I guess I should start it. So I get out of the way for you all. Talking
Sonic
about Trigger-
Adventure?
No, I'm not
Oh.
fucking playing Sonic. I'm playing Auto Chess over here. It's not going away. I will say this is the only thing I will say, and then we'll move on. Every time they update that game, I feel like the whole meta changes,
I
which
feel
is
like
a good thing.
in addition to our wall trademark,
Oh Jesus
we need a
Christ!
fucking check mark just to check it off that Matt said the word auto chess this week. God damn it.
Man, I can't wait till our names are just abbreviate the symbols.
I can't wait till like he does our names or whatever the fuck he does so much that the paint wears off and it's like a
From
dirt
the oils
mark.
of your
Yeah.
Well, I kind of like the idea we had off air when we were recording the wrestling thing to
Oh.
just say, fuck it, it's time to paint the basement, but beforehand, let's just start spray painting shit live while we're recording.
I'm gonna try to find a neon sign of just TM, and you just pull a little ball chain and it lights on.
Pretty good.
I'll talk about the game. Done when off when it's done.
Or we could get some of that like glow in the dark spray paint that's, invisible, and then we do that, and then we hold a black light up to
Oh,
it.
you don't need spray paint.
Matt, pull us out. Come on.
No,
Yeah,
wait, I'm sticking
pull it
around.
out.
I'm sticking around. No, oh my god, what a transition there.
That is a hell of a transition.
Every Friday or Thursday night into Friday, they've been very good about releasing that weekly patch. That's a big patch that adjusts
Oh, you're still
heroes.
talking about...
Oh, yeah, I'm still talking about Auto Chess.
I thought you were just checking in and moving on. All
No,
right.
I'm just saying like
I'm-
they're very good on the weekly thing. They're not abandoning that, and when they do, it's like legitimate changes. Like this week, they added 2 new characters, and they actually took away 3 characters that from their data were showed that was the least used. And they said in their patch notes that they're gonna maybe reintroduce them after they further see some data going forward.
Do you think it's kind of so steady because they're building up towards that inevitable release?
It's been this steady from before because I looked into it. I was curious, and no, it's been that steady from kind of like the start once it got big. So it's good, and I have to say, as soon as I thought I got the game kind of figured out, this patch came. I tried to do something different to maybe adjust to the meta, and I totally got fucked, and I finished last place in a couple games because I tried to do something different. So try to adjust to the meta.
Interesting.
It's
good that it keeps.
It's good. I keep coming back. I play like 2 games a night or so.
Could you imagine a fighting game removing characters from a roster because they just weren't that used?
Man.
Make you appreciate what you have real quick.
And like as somebody who's attached to characters more than
Yeah.
I guess a meta of a game, like that I feel for those who lost their favorite characters. But they said about bringing them back. I'm sure they'll bring them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well,
I don't
like
see why
each
not.
character feeds into some kind of class or race where you get buffs based on how many of that class or that race you have. So like when they take away a character, they have to rework some of the classes because say there's 9 assassins. That's not the case, but say there's 9 assassins and you take away one. Usually it goes like 3, 6, 9 are the buffs for the assassin's class or whatever. If they take that away, they have to totally rework the assassin's class now to either like a 2, 4, 6 or a 3, 6. And they have to kind of make the buffs even out because he took away the 9th assassin or whatever.
That sounds like a
I
mess.
mostly understand that.
So it like when they take away a character like that, they took away some crucial characters or like a crucial number character, and they had to rework some classes, which was interesting, which kind of buffed or debuffed some of those overpowered classes.
Dang.
It's interesting. It's a story that's
a lot of work.
fascinating in itself, and I enjoy playing the hell out of that game. So stay tuned for more auto chess updates in the future weeks. More Sekiro, whatever the hell you want to call it.
How is that?
Game is very good. It's clicking. It's clicking. It's not as good as the gas coin fight, but there's one of those fights that is it makes you learn the game.
The one that I saw in a video. I haven't even done the gas coin fight, but I would rank this fight above it.
I don't want
Just because of how fucking weird it is. It's weird and I guess kind of funny, but I don't know.
I heard there's some weird shit, but I wanted to play it this week. I just didn't have time. I was telling Matt earlier, I like kept planning for, okay, this is the night I'm going to do it, and then just didn't. And then, yeah, I was going to do it today, and then had to do all the editing and go to the grocery store and look at the walls and put things from the walls into a cart and then pay for them.
I will say, so like I've been playing. I've been ranking up my skills. I'm getting more of the systems, kind of figuring out what does what.
How many arms do you have?
It's only 2.
About how many arms?
Oh, you're talking about the prosthetic, like different things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 3 of them now. I think I need a farm for a 4th one for a boss fight. Yeah, those are really cool. They add different gameplay systems. Like there's these people in the memory that I'm still kind of going through that have these big giant wooden shields that are a bitch to go through, but when your prosthetics is this giant axe, you just chop down the shield, and literally when you chop down the shield, it opens up a window for like a death blow.
Oh, the red dot.
Yeah, which is great.
Nice.
So yeah, like that's feeding into the mechanics. Found out that you can also upgrade those prosthetics
cool.
for even more abilities. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with how you build your character and stuff. I've defeated a couple mini bosses and a boss. Sure. Yeah. I once again, because I feel like I'm getting it, I think I could replay those boss fights and handle them a lot easier.
Can you literally replay them? Like, is that an option?
No,
Oh,
it's like Bloodborne. Like once they're, and then this game has the thing like Bloodborne, right, where there's like your bosses, but then there's even like your hunter bosses, which you're just kind of out there. But once again, like the hunters, once you beat them, they're gone.
Yeah.
But they're important to face because they give you a drop. I forget exactly what it's called now, but if you get 4 of those, you use those, and that's how you upgrade your vitality, which is your health, and your physical, like just your overall attack damage.
And it's all
Nice.
in there,
So it's
right?
encouraged to face them. Huh?
Like
Sorry.
you're learning all this while you're playing it. You're not on fextralife.org or...
No, I will say I did read kind of one. I forgot whether it was on Kotaku or IGN, but I did read one of those, like getting started, just because there's just so much is thrown at you in that first hour that it is overwhelming. And there was a point where I was like, what the fuck do I need to worry about? Because I don't want to have to restart this game. Because I feel like a From Software game, if you get off to the wrong foot, you might want to restart.
Well, especially with the Dragon Rot stuff, when you were kind of unclear about that. And
Exactly. So I looked into some of that, and that certainly helped. But I realized I wasn't far enough in the game to really have to know a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
So as I've kind of gotten farther along, kind of pre-reading, but it not making any sense, and then kind of getting to that point of like a skill kind of being acquired, it all kind of started to click for me.
Cool.
So that's nice. The one thing about the level design is like Bloodborne, or even like Dark Souls or Demon Souls, like you within that world, you have like a left, a right, and I feel like a center path. And you can kind of branch out and maybe get to your destination by going like an alternate path. I feel like this game is not doing that. Now, how it kind of gets away from that is I can either go back, like I'm still playing through that memory from 3 years ago. It's a hefty level. or I can go through Ashina and keep battling through there, which is the current time. That's kind of its way of like letting you progress one way or the other if you get stuck. But now I feel like I'm at boss battles in both of them. Both of them I'm having trouble with. And I'm just getting frustrated because I'm at a boss battle. There's like seemingly no way to progress the game one way or the other. Like before, I felt like I could bounce back and forth between bosses and get it and eventually get it. Like maybe it's just me. I'm bad at the game. I need to visit getgood.com and just, beat the boss. But I feel like in Bloodborne, I never really ran into that. Like as much as I fucking hated the Abritas fight, I never had to do it to advance. You don't have to.
Not that one, but there are some.
Yeah. But
yeah, I know what you mean.
I could always do that side quest thing or whatever. Or like I felt like there was enough branching paths.
Something else you could do to get yourself
just to get get my confidence back after getting beat down 15 times in a row. Yeah. It doesn't feel good to get beat 15 times in a row by one boss and it's like, oh well, shit. Or shit, all right, let me go visit this boss. Oh, yeah, that's right. That one's equally as difficult for all the wrong reasons. So
that sucks a lot.
Sounds like an NES Mega Man game.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, but that's video games, right? I mean, there's boss fights. It might just be a me thing. It's just I'm kind of a little down on that because every time I turn on my console, I know that's what's next.
I've had a couple of games this week where I'm like, I've not played them because I'm like, oh, right, never mind. I'm not going to do that. Like, Hollow Knight was that. Like, I fell off Hollow Knight in the last week or two because the last thing I got to, it's not a particularly difficult boss.
So we're all doing it today.
But, yeah, where I'm at, I'm like, I don't feel like beating. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
Like,
I will say the one boss fight I'm stuck on, which is inside the memory, which I think is like at the end of that memory. She's the main one. I can't remember her name, lady.
Vicar Amelia.
No, this is actually like a person.
Oh, cool.
She doesn't turn into a wolf.
She's like a ninja just like you, shinobi?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. Like it's a fun boss fight, and I actually kind of enjoy playing it, but there just gets to a point where it's just like, man, I'm tired of just facing you. I just want to beat you.
Yeah.
And finally, I'd landed the death blow. And I thought it was over, and I started giving the middle fingers to the screen, which was my patented Bloodborne move.
Sure.
I was yelling, like, yes, finally, I'm moving on with this game. And then she respawned. She has a second phase where she respawns and then sends apparitions at you. And you can use an item to get rid of them. However, there's no way for you to buy them, and I only have 6 of them. So I have to be careful when I use it. And she gets even more mechanics on top of the ones she already has.
There was a Hollow Knight fight exactly like that. That for me ended up being optional. So I was fuck this. But
it was the Bloodborne fight. Should I? I don't want to.
No, yeah. I know what you mean though. Yeah.
Yes, that one, but far harder. Far harder.
Yeah, because the Bloodborne one you can just kind of cheese. You're like, well, I'm gonna go up here. You're gonna get stuck on that environment and cocktail.
Like in Sekiro, like you could be ultra aggressive and like prevent her from raising like the apparitions, but like if you're on top of her, you got to be careful or be really good with your parries.
Yeah, no,
it's tough. Man. It's tough. It's really tough.
I'm eager to jump into that eventually, sort of maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, to the point where I got stuck in these boss fights, like you saw my text messages, like the combat I just love. I love that system of the posture and how you have to maybe dip at their health because if they're at full health, their posture returns quickly, but if you dent their health, it goes slower. So if you kind of stay on top of them with a dented health, the posture thing keeps building. So like you don't even have to kill, deplete health. You can just unposture them, I guess is the term, and then just use that death blow, and boom, you're moving on. And then
I just want that flow. I want to feel that flow.
The flow is good. Once you get it, once it clicks, the flow is good.
Yeah.
And then moving on, opening day has happened, which means
auto chess.
Almost. It's the other 100-hour a year game.
100 hours a year, huh?
100-hour gameplay time a year game. MLB The Show 19. It's finally come out.
19 or 20? 19.
Yeah,
because the season.
The update, yeah.
I do this every year.
That's the only one.
Fucking year.
Matt, I think you're the only person who plays games out of tradition. Or
Really?
like I mean like that consecutively. Like it's not bad. I'm just saying that's just an interesting observation. Like
MLB The Show is good. NHL is just like a fucking torture
Yeah.
chamber I put myself through every year
Yeah.
for some amount of hours until I'm like, this just sucks.
Anything big different in this year's MLB The Show, or you talked about that season thing?
Yeah, so as far as the gameplay, they did some things to. There were some issues with like hitting and fielding timing that they adjusted, and I can kind of see how they adjusted that already. They added a little bit more to the presentation. Now they have one of those like on-field colleague. Like, I hate the stereotype, but it typically is always a female that's like on the field or in the dugout or in the stands, or like in football, they're the ones that are on the field talking about the injury that just happened or whatever.
Sure.
Like, hate the stereotype, but it is what it is. The girl on the field in this one's presentation now is the actual person. I think she actually reports for MLB Network.
That's cool.
When they do things. But yeah, she kind of like is like on the sidelines talking about like an injury, or like in the pregame, she's like, all right, well, the Orioles are doing so and so this year, and tonight we have pitching, and he's struggled as of late, whatever, adding that kind of color commentary to it. But yeah, there's other little cuts and not weird, but like just overall presentation moves that you might see if you were actually watching baseball on television when it was like not like an at-bat or pitching or whatever. But yeah, I think the one big addition is the March to October mode. This is a kind of a shortened key moment season mode. So when I was watching the their kind of build on like Twitch to the release, they were talking about this mode, and one of the things that is a problem if you're short on time in franchise mode is always like, hey, I can't play 162 games because that's about 162 hours, and that's just for one season.
Sure.
And no one wants to do that if you're trying to play every game. So what they did, they pretty much made like a season mode where it's not as detailed as franchise mode. Like, you're not in control of the roster moves, you're not in control of like trades or anything like that. You're kind of like set with the roster that you have, or I guess you can import in if you downloaded a custom roster. That kind of comes to a season, and what happens is the games simulate, but every once in a while you're brought into like a key moment where like you're brought in to either prevent a walk-off, try to make a comeback, or like the game is tied going into the 7th inning, so you're like playing the last 3 innings to see if you can pull off a win. Say like your team's on like a 5-game simulation losing streak, you might get a key moment. It's like, hey, try to break the streak, and you go into like a game that's like you're down 2-1 into the 7th inning. Everything is like 6 innings or later from what I've seen. But yeah, I gotta say, in like 2 hours, I've progressed through April already.
Oh,
which
cool.
like, that's still, that's 2 hours for 1 month. But when you combine it, that's about 12 hours as opposed to 160.
Yeah.
And then the cool feature off of this, if you really want to, you can build off your success or your failure, I guess, if you wanted to. And you can make that team go into franchise mode and start the next year, and then become the GM and do all the trade moves and roster moves and all that stuff. What I think is really cool is they kind of build a story mode almost out of this based on like real life. So I hate to say it, but my dear Baltimore Orioles are ranked 30th out of 30 in team overall. So they break it down into categories in this mode. There's like the championship favorites, the playoff contenders, the interesting characters that could make a playoff push if they made it there, and then your long shots. So if you're playing as a long shot, you have to win more of these moments to actually make the playoffs and make a run. If you're like one of these better teams, you don't have to win as many games. It's kind of like a difficulty tier in its own way. And then on top of that, you can adjust the difficulty. You can make it rookie, veteran, Hall of Fame, legend, whatever. Based on your difficulty and the team you choose, you get rewards for your Diamond Dynasty team, which is the online
Loot box shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not as like MLB does it right.
Yeah.
They've constantly done that right, I feel like. But yeah, it builds into that team if you want to do that, which is something I usually do. I really have been just playing this mode just because.
I like that it all feeds into each other. That's
Yeah.
a good feature. So you feel like as you're playing something, you're able to unlock things for something else.
I haven't touched the road to the show yet. Hopefully I will be able to talk about that a little bit more next week. But they added some new like RPG elements to it. So like you can kind of level up. They talked about it a little bit, but like you can make like 3 types of characters. Like one is like a good teammate, one that's like there's like another one that's like a good one, and there's like one that's like egotistical. But like based on what traits you focus on, you get different skills on your thing. So like if you're a good teammate, you get like teammate buffs and you improve your team around you. But if you do the egotistical ones, like you get all your self-improved ones where like you can really like just go for like home run hitting, or as I like to call it, dong hitting. Yeah.
I had that realization 5, 6
and it's
years
the whole
ago.
tree. It's incredible. It's the whole fucking tree. There's a whole
that's all they are, man.
Teammate.
Sports games are just RPGs. That's it.
At least the player stuff is, yeah.
When I did NBA 2K something or other, it was like, oh, this is just an RPG.
Yeah, really.
Just playing basketball. But it's funny.
But yeah, no, I mean, hey, if you played MLB The Show in the last 2 years or so, batting and hitting feel very similar. No, they still have all the different types of pitching modes or hitting modes, depending on what you like. Like I do the zone where I move the reticle around, but you can do like more timing based. You can do a pure analog where like you pull back and push forward to time your swing. Same thing with pitching. There's like a button timing one. There's the analog one, and there's this pulse one that is pretty cool for like beginners and stuff. It makes it interesting.
Is that the one I did?
It's the one where the circle kind of pulses, and like if you time it where the circle is closed in, the pitch will end up in that area. But if it's farther out, the pitch can be anywhere in that area.
Can you use move controllers?
That'd be dope.
There was a mode back in the day. I think they've moved away from the move stuff. I would love like just like a PSVR home run derby mode.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the day that they finally pull the trigger there.
Pitching and hitting.
Maybe if PS5 has like integrated VR support, and you know what I mean, it's not bolted on.
Dude, I'll totally play virtual baseball.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, but they brought back all the other modes. I'm pretty sure like the retro mode is there if you want to have that.
That's a weird one.
Franchise.
It was only weird because it was the 3D models on a.
But once again, when it comes to franchise and Road to the Show, you can just keep on bringing that character over.
How long have you been running with that?
Since 6. What was the first one I got on PS4? What, 16?
Yeah, but you could have technically gone back, right? Couldn't you have brought it forward from like a long time ago and
there
carried
might
it
have
back
been
and
a
forth
way
through
to.
Vita?
There might have been a way to carry from PS3.
I think you had to go PS3 to Vita to PS4.
I don't remember how it was done, but I think there was a way to do it.
You remember the Vita?
Yeah, yeah.
Man, here it's an app now.
Oh, come on.
But yeah, I hope I want to bring over that character another year. My 99 overall dude. Oh, and they did away with the caps. Remember last year I talked about the caps to try to make it more realistic?
Yeah.
Well, based off player feedback, they're like, fuck it. Take your 99 character. We don't care. Do whatever you want.
Love that. Player freedom, man.
So yeah, I'm going to get my guy back to 99 overall and just fucking dongs for days.
Dongs for... Oh, might have an episode title.
I feel like that's not the first time I've ever said that in this.
Probably not.
I feel like I probably say it
Remember
this time every year.
The video that one kid said his name, and then like he like it's like a whole bunch of kids who are playing baseball, and he just says that his thing is that he hits dingers.
Oh.
No, it's dongs.
Well, he said dingers.
Well, he
I don't know.
sucks.
It was on the news.
I don't remember that.
Thought it was funny.
I'll have to
Dingers. I feel like
I'll binger it.
that was a little pinky hit. No, you want
Said
dong.
that you want a dong.
I don't know.
All right.
I did. I gotta say that there's that feeling of satisfaction when you do finally hit a home run in this game. It was the first one I legitimately hit. Someone hung a curveball right in the middle of the plate, and I just saw it just fucking swooping in the entire time. Just timed it perfectly, and I got the whole animation of my characters kind of like walking down first base because he knew it was gone. That is a satisfying feeling.
Dong City.
Dong City. You see, you remember things.
Yeah.
Baltimore's not Dong City this year, though. I
Oh,
can tell you that
no.
right now. No.
It's a different kind of Dong City.
We always have been, you know. How's Dong City for Mark going over there?
It's all right. I'm kind of more in the cousin town. That's his Pound Town.
Well, you getting brown in Pound Town?
You know, brown, red, whatever.
All right, keep going. Just
Played a bit of Brawl Out.
is that the one I bought?
Yeah, I hope you know what you bought. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's Brawlhalla, I think, on iOS.
Oh.
I get it confused. And then
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
like
yeah,
Brawl
yeah.
Stars or something.
Probably.
There's all these. Yeah. Brawl Out.
Yeah. So from a distance, it looks like a indie Smash game.
Mm-hmm.
Man, PlayStation should really make a version of Smash.
They should, dude. They could.
Maybe. But yeah,
Remember the Vita?
People don't forget.
in the App Store. Yeah, Brawl Out.
Sorry,
It's fine. Everybody's fast.
But something still feels weird.
I think because of how fast they are, they feel a little hard to control sometimes when you're trying to pull off certain moves. Like, it doesn't actually play like Smash Brothers the way you think it would.
Yeah, like you go into it expecting your muscle memory just to take over, and you really have to kind
And
of
it's
work for it.
Kind of true to a point. Like, they have one dedicated jump button, one dedicated like attack button, and then they have two special buttons, but one is for more charged stuff because
Right.
you build a meter and you can make it more impactful once you build up that meter, or you can hit both like bumpers or triggers, and you go into like a overdrive mode, and then all your moves are just like you're just faster, stronger, and everything. And I think you heal a bit too. When you respawn, you can choose. You're like a floating orb that comes down. You can choose where you want to land, and you still have that little invincibility.
Yeah,
flashing.
that's a neat little mechanic.
I played as Juan from Guacamelee.
Yeah.
And I just did like a little arcade mode. So it's like Mortal Kombat Tower.
Yeah, that's cool.
And like there's a little bit of dialogue before each thing. It's not really much. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, but
Is he the only character you've played?
yeah. Well, I mean, I did a tutorial saying they make you try other characters.
Try Drifter?
I did not try Drifter.
Drifter's fun.
Out of the original cast that they
Hyper Light
made,
Drifter.
I get it.
Oh shit.
the one like spiky looking dude, I tried him out. He's basically Blanca
Oh, okay.
with like a hint of Dalzim.
That's kind of,
It's kind of
cool.
neat. Because he has the spikes. He can just stand there and just like charge. But his recovery is that he is a ball of lightning that floats up, but then you can like float your way down and take your time. But whoever tries to touch you, they just get hit with all that electricity.
That's a cool.
He's pretty neat.
It seems like they put some thought into the characters and everything.
Or they copied Ness.
I mean, like, you don't need
PK
to,
Thunder.
yeah, but you have to like control that, and
Yeah.
you don't. Have
I'm
to deal
kidding,
with
obviously.
But you do level up your character. You like the more you play with them, and that unlocks things.
I like that.
I don't know what much it does though.
I don't either, but I just like the idea of having a sense of progression, and they do have a lot of that. Like, is there a season pass or not? Or, like,
It's not really a season.
It had that
pass.
like that kind of.
It does have like a loot box type thing,
But I don't think you can buy them. I think it's all built
No,
into it.
Yeah, you have to earn them.
Yeah, it's
They're
fine.
They're three different tiers of pinatas.
that's what it is. Yeah,
And it's like different cosmetic stuff and whatever. Like it's.
but
really
it took
not
me
much
back to
outside
like
of
the
that.
vault from Melee, like having that thing of like I'm getting something. You know what I mean?
Melee had a vault, or was it Brawl?
Melee,
Melee had-
you got the coins, and you could deposit the coins and roll like different statues and stuff.
I don't remember if it was Vault or I remember like Melee. You could collect all of that gallery. Remember?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
What do you
for
mean
some
by
reason.
vault? Are you talking like stages and stuff, or?
No, just the you could unlock the.
I just remember the mini games in Brawl. Like
Not
the
that
pachinko and shooting.
The
They
the
all
one
have
I'm
that, though.
the one I'm thinking about in Melee is just like the ability to look at all the character trophies.
Oh yeah.
But you had
They're
to
like
unlock
statues.
them.
It was like it was a
Oh,
lottery thing.
because
Yeah,
in adventure mode they would just randomly pop up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then you get the coins or whatever from playing classic, whatever it's called. What it's called then. And then you can deposit them and get the trophies or statues or whatever they're called.
I specifically more buying stuff in the 3DS.
That one,
Yeah, you can do that too. I feel like that was more fleshed out though, right? That's why it was the vault.
And then none of that's there now.
I know.
All gone.
It's okay. We got World of Light. But no, I like that
40 hours
sense
later.
of progression of like, oh, I'm getting stuff. I don't know if this stuff is necessarily anything I want.
And I like the fact, I mean, I haven't played this, but I like the fact that it doesn't influence your skill level either.
Oh,
Especially in a fighting game, I feel like that's important.
there are
it's all cosmetic.
There are combos too.
Yeah, I was learning a lot. Like it's a really.
Can you break those combos?
You can.
It's a neat little fighting. Like it, it's definitely Smash inspired, and it's got the percentage. It's got the, they did more than PlayStation All Stars did with that stuff. But it's,
Wait, what? PlayStation did one of these?
Oh my god,
Was it on Vita?
Yeah, Crash was in it.
Oh,
Whoops.
what could have been? I know.
Check mark. You fucking triggered me. There it is.
Turns into an X. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get too much into it. It was just that. It was just nice to finally see and feel how it plays and compare it to Smash. Because once you start getting into it, it has the same DNA, but it really does stand out. Like it is its own thing.
It has its own thing, for sure.
Yeah, it's really neat. The final fight, by the way, is just 3 of one character, but they have like different amount of lives, so like all ganging up on you, and I somehow got out with it. So thanks to
Will there be 5 lives for each finger of a hand?
No, it was like 1, 2, 3.
Good guess. I would have been
It was like the strongest one just had the strongest one had 3 lives, then the easier one had 1, whatever. No, but like that was cool.
The draw to this, listener, if you're curious, is like, why did we? It's because they've got all these indie game characters in it. Like, they do have their own roster, but you can also play as Hyper Light Drifter. You can play as Juan from Guacamelee. You can play as Ukulele.
Yeah, and Dead Cells. The
Dead
guy
Cells,
from that, I forget
whatever.
his name.
He
Headless
just came,
Knight.
right?
Yeah.
We
He's
talked about
the
him last
newest.
week, right?
And I don't know if it was a tease or what that was, but that, like you said
The
last
Shovel
week.
Knight thing.
Yeah.
He held up that shovel. I
Yeah.
don't know. That could be. I don't know. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
The ultimate troll.
Yeah. But Shovel Knight's
good
having
stuff.
their own fighting game coming out, so
True.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Need that to just.
That's the King thing ever came out?
It's coming out in April.
no. Right now at GDC they're just like showing off demos of that stuff.
Hopefully.
We're getting there though. Played Little Nightmares.
Yeah, you bought that on the sale.
Yeah, it was like $9.
Is it good?
Oh,
Oh.
I don't know.
There's not like really
like
a game to it, is there? Like it's like you just burn things.
it's kind of like
Well, that sounds like fun to me.
No, I mean it plays more like Limbo and Inside.
I mean, it was the developers that did Little Big Planet on Vita and subsequently Little Big Planet 3. So,
That explains a lot because it feels like I'm playing a Little Big Planet.
yeah,
level.
to me, it felt like it was just like a mod
But-
for that.
But there's a little more to it. Like you can
Sure,
climb
sure,
stuff,
sure.
you can carry things, and you can throw them over stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the wrong game. Never mind. I know what we're talking about now.
What
No,
were
but
you
yeah,
thinking
like
of?
it definitely has
I'm
like
trying to figure that out right
it
now.
definitely has Limbo vibes.
Yeah.
I do like the aesthetic of the whole thing. I'm not that far, but like trying to figure stuff out can get a little weird, and I don't know. Like, there's just there's a spot that I'm stuck at that involves a door, and I think I know what I have to do. Just trying to do that is a little weird.
Little Inferno.
Oh,
And
yeah.
thank you, Google.
That's just burning stuff.
All I said was game you burn stuff for currency, and the first thing, Little Inferno.
I can.
We'll see. All right, let's put it to the test. Here we go. Can't wait to see what good shit's about to pop up right now.
What exactly did you type?
Game you burn stuff for currency. Here, I have it right there if you want to see it right on my phone.
I believe you. What? Let me see your result.
What happened?
Turn it around.
No,
before-
it's there.
Where, though?
How far down?
Like the,
I see money burn in Wikipedia.
yeah. People are talking about cool things. There's Money to Burn. It's an advertisement for a casino. Burning things in areas with fire in video games. Bing is still superior. Everyone knows.
I don't know. I got what I was looking for first. Fucking thing. All right, yeah, I'm sorry. I was dismissing this game a lot. Yeah, I wanted to play this because it looked like a weird limbo.
Yeah.
A weirder limbo, I guess.
They definitely don't explain anything, like, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a drawback.
Did they explain inside at all? And the end of that game?
No, but I mean, but like those games, you just start out.
Yeah,
right,
he's running.
Go right,
and
then
you die, and then you're like, oh shit, how did I die?
I mean, the visuals are really cool. I did run into, like, there's a part where I took a screenshot because, like, you're walking up this ramp and, like, the camera zooms out and you see, like, the distance and everything. It's like, that's where I feel a title should have appeared. And it doesn't. It's like, that's a good shot. And so I went back and took a picture. But then, like, I think I needed something from another room. And I dragged it all the way through. I forgot what it was. But that room was very warped. Like, everything was a lot taller than it should have been. Or, it's like dressers that are, like, curving over you, but in the middle is just a dude hanging. Like, you just see his feet, and it's just, and then there's the chair that he got up on, and you needed the chair to open the door. I was like, that's
fucked.
I don't know what's happening.
It's a little nightmare.
You're right, and I'm enjoying that, but just some of the ways, like, maybe I'm thinking way differently than the game wants me to, but some things just don't click in terms of, like, is it ingenuity or intuitive?
Intuitive.
Yeah. That whole part,
intuition,
I'm having a little trouble with right now, but I think that's probably just more user error than the game side. But I do like it. I want to go back into it and finish it, but another game kind of took that over unexpectedly, and that is Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Dude,
I was playing this on PS4, and then I stopped. I forgot why I stopped.
Did you get to the final boss like I did and say,
no?
Ah!
Nope.
Oh.
I wasn't even that far on
right.
PS4. This one, furthest I've ever been. I feel like I'm near the end.
Did you do what you did last week and stay up until 7? Yes.
Maybe. I don't think it was 7. It might have been like 3 or 4. I don't know. I remember at one point I actually did fall asleep like around 9 or 10. Then woke up middle of the night and I was like, fuck it.
I'm up. Time to go.
Yeah. But it was a thing I kept playing throughout the week, and I didn't realize I never turned the game off. I thought I turned my Xbox off, and when I went back into it, it was like, bam, menu, loaded, right there, pause screen, go in. I'm like, oh, shit, I thought I turned it off. I like that game. I like that story. I like the way it plays. Probably one of the best underwater level controls in a video game.
Yeah.
Because it plays like you would on land, just a little slower and floaty, which is how it should be.
Yeah.
And
it's got a really slow opening to that game, though, doesn't it?
It's just a tutorial of like getting on the plane and whatever.
I forgot about that.
I feel like that dragged.
The only thing I didn't care for it halfway through, but now I'm okay with it. Is kept going back to the headquarters and then like exploring new routes. I'm like, I just want to shoot shit.
Yeah.
But I got over it. It's fine. I like it. It's not
the new Colossus doesn't do anything different there. So
that's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. I mean,
the new Colossus opens up though in a badass way. Let me tell you what, they fixed that part.
Yeah, they did fix that. But yeah, having to
Like-
be yeah.
I mean, this is cool in terms of like it starts off as just like a World War II-esque game. And then you
turns
just
into-
watch it evolve. It becomes
Yeah.
like it becomes Half-Life, and then it kind of becomes Prey. It's like just a mix of that.
It's just such a fucking good. It's a goddamn good game.
You gotta. I'm a fan over here. This recent reboot, both the New Order and the new Colossus.
Like when you get,
And I'm sure we'll talk about that trailer later.
I mean, that trailer, I assume, is why you're playing it again.
That did kind of entice me, and it was on Game Pass. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, sure, why not? And then because of that trailer, I started to connect things that were in the first game. I was like, they were alluding to this all along, probably, or they're just going off of this.
Yeah.
Like in the very beginning, BJ has like a dream where he has a wife and kids that are playing in the yard. You barely see the kids in the distance. They're like in the backyard, but they're so tiny and small. But it's 2 girls. And just I love the way that he talks throughout the levels. I don't know if that's like his inner monologue or if that's him actually
saying
talking
it out
himself.
loud.
Sometimes you don't know. It's great.
Yeah.
But like there was one that just happened. I forget. Like there was a certain word that he found weird. I forget what the word was. But like you could have saw like a flower in the distance, and you'd just be like, "Flower, I haven't seen those in forever. It's beautiful." And then you're just like going along.
And then you got your machine gun out, just trotting along, killing the next Nazi.
I don't know why, but I like it. It just like it adds a little more character to him as he observes things.
I kind of like they definitely. Well, I mean, you're not there yet, but they definitely dive into more of that in the new Colossus, which is great. That character development of BJ, both in like that way, like just even more ridiculous things he says, and like at a more personal level, which is really good. But it's God, I love those games.
Yeah, I reinstalled that because of Game Pass. I was like, ooh.
I should probably replay the new world. It's been a long time.
It feels like
Game Pass, yo.
feels like I'm playing a movie. The way the way they
it's
do
good.
this.
Oh yeah. That's
but
great.
not in the
like
derogatory
pacing,
way.
No. Like in a good way. Like the pacing is just right. The cutscenes, the way they shot those and like choreographed everything. I like it. Even though like I don't know how old this game is. It's like.
I mean, this was one of those other cross-gen.
Yeah.
It looks like a 2013
It sounds about right.
kind of game. It's just fine. Like it still plays really fucking smooth. I like the weapons. I love the variety of that. Where somehow you just dual wield all of a sudden. You just have two guns or one. There's times where I did dual wield only because it was like it's a last resort.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy. I'm going all out.
I found. Like I said, it's been a while since I played the New Order, but in the new class, I felt like there were parts where dual wielding was just necessary, and then I kind of realized, oh shit, I think you need to play the game just like running forward and just fucking bang, like just holding in the triggers.
Sometimes, like it wasn't as Doom was at its best, but it definitely had those moments where you're like,
it's slowly becoming more and more like it, especially when you upgrade the one gun as you go on, just the different mods to it and everything.
But there's definitely more of a need to like get behind things, take cover. Where in Doom, you don't need to take cover as much. You just need to move.
Yeah, and because they have a whole button around it.
I don't know, man. The way I played the new Colossus, I was booking it the entire time.
Yeah,
dual wield.
Oh, there's another thing. Because I don't know if it's really a spoiler, so I don't know if I really want to say it for listeners.
It's a 6-year-old game at this point, right?
Yeah, but so is Bloodborne. It feels
but
like
you didn't play it directly. I played the New Order. He's played 99% of it.
All right, so the moon.
Oh yeah,
that's where I'm at.
Okay, yeah.
I think I'm just about to leave the station.
Sip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Like is that halfway through the game?
I don't remember.
It feels like it's towards the end.
You're probably getting there.
I think you're close to the end. There's, yeah. I'm not.
So like a 60-70%.
Sure.
Okay.
I can't remember. I'll have to double check for you, but I think yes.
Well, it was starting to feel Star Wars in there.
Yeah.
Fighting all the like the stormtroopers. Your rifle has like a laser upgrade now, and going through all the red line little corridors. I just made it back out of there.
Yeah.
I'm like right at the exit, I think, and then I was like, oh shit, I gotta leave and do a podcast. So I got caught up in it. No, that's fun. But I noticed with the one old dude who shows you all the ancient technology or whatever, your one friend puts on a suit, and BJ's like, no, you give that to Caroline or whatever. But it looks like the suit that his daughter wears in the trailer.
Oh.
The whole gold, like, exoskeleton suit. Like, bodysuit, whatever. Mm-hmm. I was like, that looks... Okay. Cool.
Are you going to play 2 after you finish this one?
Why wouldn't I?
I'm just asking.
Well, I want to do the Old Blood.
Oh, yeah, because I didn't do that one.
And then go into the new Colossus.
Oh, I never played the Old Blood.
I mean, I know it's a prequel.
No, but, yeah.
But, yeah, that's definitely one I want to do. Yeah, no, that's a series I've always wanted to, like, dive in with, and I just never really found the right opportunity. So this feels like it. And I didn't know that Wolfenstein was doing a friggin' VR thing with a mech. Yeah, there's, I don't know if it was announced at JDC or not, or before that, but there's some PSVR, like, Wolfenstein game, and all they showed was, like, a mech.
Oh, did they announce that last year at Bethesda's thing?
Maybe.
They did.
I don't
They
know,
did.
yeah.
It was at the E3 Bethesda thing.
It kind of.
But it was so quick.
It was out of the radar for me.
And I think in the wake of Doom VFR, we were like, well, who cares? I think we just kind of dismissed it.
But being a mech in that camp.
Yeah,
that was cool.
It feels good.
that was fun.
Yeah, they had a couple of VR things. Because Prey, they were like, oh, there's this Prey VR thing, too.
I think Prey is what I'm going to do next after this whole Wolfenstein thing.
The game?
Yeah.
Just
You're just playing the fucking Matt checkmark games over here.
I mean, there's games I've always...
They've been right there.
They're on my queue, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
when's the time to do it? Before E3, probably. Or like,
I mean,
that
I would
summer.
say before Rage 2. Are we getting... I mean, I'm getting it.
I don't know if it's day one for me.
Oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting on PC, though, I think.
I was thinking that too, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But
So that way I can use my my TV. No, sorry, I'll just use my HomePod to fucking blare Andrew WK the entire time.
I don't think you need to. You just turn up the speakers on the game.
And how dare you all say like you can't open a Bethesda conference with Andrew WK next time? You most certainly can, and you can use that song if you need to. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We will always party hard.
God damn it.
when it's time to sorry hard.
Oh God.
The only way you can do it is if
No,
Todd
you can
Howard
definitely
and
do
Pete
it.
Hines are playing in the band.
Nope, you can definitely do it. And P. Hines coming out with another Stanley Cup championship shirt because the Caps will win again this year.
There you go.
We're almost close to my competition with your beard. You're never like a week and a half away from the starting of the growth.
I can't. Did you play anything else, Mark?
No, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to say I like BJ and Anya's relationship.
Yeah.
I like the way they play off of each other. I'm sure that's going to make more of an impact in the second one.
It's so bizarre that we can sit here and say BJ's a great character.
He's
He's
because
got great
like yeah.
character development.
Oh, you mean that little guy in the box at the bottom middle of the screen has a great? But yeah, he fucking does.
I love how they stayed true to that
Yeah.
character-wise, like
Yeah.
the design of it, and then playing the Nightmare, which you're playing retro Wolfenstein.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
right. That's right. I
yeah.
forgot about that. Yep.
I don't know if that continues. I don't know if like the levels change because like I could go back into it after a couple chapters.
Yeah.
But I decided not to.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I think it was only the one time though, from what I remember.
Because I played
'Cause
it
it was-
once, and then you can't go back once you die. But then later in the game, I went back to that bed when we saved more people, and it was like, and played a Nightmare. I'm like, no, because I just think it's the same thing.
Yeah,
So I
I
just
think it's
didn't.
just the same thing. The only I was about to say something else, and I don't remember. It was reminiscent of Metal Gear Solid 4 when you're on your way. Chapter 4 in that game? Oh, that's right. You all never fucking play Metal Gear around here.
Well, you know.
I still know the parts though. I still know the beats.
Doesn't have the same impact, Mark.
But what part of Metal Gear did it feel like? Just like
A dream. So, all right, fine. I'll fucking ruin it. On your way back to Shadow Moses in Metal Gear Solid 4,
Oh.
he has a dream where
Oh,
he's
yeah, I
revisiting
knew that.
Shadow Moses, but you play the beginning part of Metal Gear Solid 1
Yeah.
is that the?
with the OG controls.
Yeah.
I was about to say like I saw a clip online where it's all low poly Snake and then it morphs into realistic old Snake. But I know there's a low poly like skin you can have.
You can have
So
a low
maybe
poly
it's that.
skin, yeah.
So maybe someone just did some cool editing, but I don't know if that was related.
No, I'm pretty sure you just wake up. I don't think there's any kind of weird transition.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's my highlight.
Well, like Matt, I played
Auto
Lightning
chess?
Returns Final Fantasy 13-3 this
You
week.
should have just played auto chess instead.
Remember that time a couple years ago when I bought Lightning Returns for PS3 and I played a little bit of it just so I could write that article, Why is Lightning Returns Bad?
I don't know if I was on the site yet.
Yeah, you were. Because I bought it because of you.
Oh.
Because everyone's
I was hoping I wasn't.
everyone's thing about Lightning Returns and Final Fantasy 13 is always that it's an 80-hour hallway. It's an 80-hour hallway. It's an 80-hour hallway. And to me, it felt like the same thing that got regurgitated. It was some dude wrote that somewhere, and then everybody else just regurgitated it everywhere. In the same fashion that, while Matt bundled away Eskimo style, in the same fashion that to me, after seeing Batman vs. Superman in theaters, where everybody was like, Martha! And I was like, all right, yeah, fine. You got one thing. But the movie was good. And everyone was like, no, it's not. It's bad. It got a 27 on Rotten Tomatoes. And it was like, is that why it's bad? Because it got a 27,
27
on
Rotten Tomatoes.
Give me another reason. Martha! Okay,
All right.
give me another reason it's bad. And it was the same thing with all the Lightning saga. Was like, they're bad games, they're bad games, they're bad games. Why are they bad? Because they're bad. Okay, well, I want to know why they're bad. So then I bought it, and I tried it, and I got bored, and I stopped playing it. And then I'm an idiot, and I bought it again on Xbox One, and then I got a little bit further than I did before, and now I'm like, oh, this isn't so bad. It's actually pretty good. The story is real weird. Real weird.
But so you never played 13 or 13-2,
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
But they do a...
It's so interesting that you just wanted to hop right into...
Because it
The
has
last
lightning in the fucking title.
No, it's not even that. It's because...
But, like, you didn't want to see Lightning's character, like, evolve?
Well, she's definitely not in the second one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you
she's
played
not,
the
yeah.
first one.
To me, I felt like this one was... The fact that they call it Lightning Returns and not Final Fantasy 13-3, to me said, hey, you can jump into this one raw.
Probably because
and be
13.3
okay.
sounds stupid.
Probably.
People would think it's 16.
That's true. But for me, like, going back to I knew that I was not going to play this entire trilogy. So for me, I got to pick one, and this seemed like the one to pick. Because I feel like they would have figured out the mechanics at that point. It probably looks the best and whatever. The story in this is Lightning was chosen by God to come back to Earth and save as many people as possible before the world ends. The world's going to end, no question about it. You can't stop the world ending, so all you can do is try and save as many people as possible. Each of the main 5 quests in the game there's things you have to do that, complete the quest steps, and then they all end in a boss fight. And that boss fight gets progressively harder the longer you wait to do it. So if you wait until the later days to do it, that boss will be ramped up in difficulty. But even still, like the first one I did, I forget the guy's name now, but
What's the thing? All those characters, the rest of the cast, they evolved.
yeah, and I'm getting like little bits of that. Like they're doing cut like flashbacks when necessary, so I'm feeling like I'm getting
Okay, so
filled in
yeah,
the
they don't want
context.
you to play the other one.
Yeah, they really don't. Like they're just like Snow is in this one, and he was in the other ones. There's a guy who was in love with Sarah. Snow? Oh, someone else. No, not Sarah.
There was a dude with a bird. Is he?
Maybe.
That sounds right.
I forget
Yeah,
the guy's
the dude
name
had a
now.
little baby chocobo in his afro.
That's what it was. Of course it was Chocobo.
Yeah. I forget that guy's name, but I know who you're talking about. He's not shown up in this yet.
What was that annoying pink-haired girl?
Vanille.
That's it. I was gonna say not Lightning, but yeah, that
Vanille.
one.
It was like a weird like
It was
orangish
bad.
pink.
Yeah, it was
color.
bad voice acted, and that's what that was.
Who was it? What's her name?
Vanille.
Vanille.
I think she's in this one too.
Yeah, she should be. And
Or no, I'm thinking of Lumina.
Lumina.
She might be new for this one. Noel is the one I'm thinking of. Noel Crease.
What does Noel look like?
I'm bringing up the cast. It's been a while since I've seen
This
I try to forget that part of my
looks
life.
like Sora.
Oh, normally it's like a blue.
Yeah, it's
black
not normally.
outfit.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
a girl or a guy?
It's a dude.
Okay, that's what I thought.
His girlfriend or someone he loved died, and now he looked into the future and saw that he has to kill Lightning to bring back. So you have to fight him as part of the thing.
Huh.
It's weird, but so what I like about it is the main quest completion order is completely optional and dependent on which city you're in. So each of the main cities has main quests you complete. And I got to the end of that. I got to that boss fight, tried it a couple of times, and I was like, I'm not there yet. I got to level up. So I got to leave. And leveling up in this game is different too. It's not traditional, okay, I got enough experience, now I'm stronger. You level up your attack types. So you have like Thundara level 1. The more difficult enemies you fight, they'll randomly drop higher level Thundara, and then you have to fuse those together to create like a stronger version of each of your spells or
Thundaga
attacks.
is the one you want.
We're getting there. Baby steps, baby steps.
Doesn't sound like there's a sphere or a grid involved.
Not that I've seen yet, but give it time, you know?
It's the best leveling system, I'm telling you.
There's the side quests are really the weird stuff. Like the characters in that game are just so fucking bizarre. The one I wrote down because I was like, what? Wandering through this plaza, and this little girl standing on like a corner, and she goes, "Hey, hi," and you're like, "What? What?" You go over and you talk to her, and she's like, "Do you want to buy some tears?" And you're like, "What?" She's like, "People say that my tears can help them with I don't know why." She's like, "My tears are special. You need to buy them." And I'm like, all right, I'll buy your tears, little girl. Here you go. I give her some Gil. And she goes, okay. And Lightning's like, so where are they? And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. I can't cry today. And Lightning's like, okay. Can I have my money back? And the girl's like, no, you'll just have to wait. I'll cry eventually. Lightning's like, I don't think that's how this works. I gave you money for something. You didn't give it to me. Give me my money back. And she's like, I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you got to come back over and over again until she cries eventually. What the fuck? It's just the weirdest, bizarre. I don't understand.
I would have just punched her.
Well, there was one where I just had to race a little boy, but like, if you go too, I knew where he was going, so I just went to the finish line and stood there, and he stands still until you go back and you like gradually run next to him. I was like, all right, this is fine. I don't know. It's a weird game. My favorite part of the whole game, but not really my favorite.
Why am I getting like Majora's Mask vibes?
It is. It's got a lot of Majora's Mask. There's that like constant threat of the game's gonna be over. You need to do this before this time is up.
Like to you, this was a dumb race, but to that kid, it's the world.
Right.
And so you're playing along to just entertain that kid before he might die.
And that's the weird thing is like it's got the Majora's Mask stuff in the world itself, right? Like the world is ending. There's a timer.
That's when she'll cry.
It's the right. It's that all that stuff and. At the same time, like all of the weird shit, like you just mentioned, like the way that characters kind of respond to you as a character and your interactions with people, it feels so much like Majora's Mask. It's bizarre. Every time I start the game,
was not expecting that from this game.
It's cool. It's a neat RPG. And, I think we've talked about it before, but you unlock new costumes for Lightning, and then those dictate your kind of loadout. You can equip 3 at a time, and then the kind of active time meter as you cast spells or attacks it decreases down to 0 and you swap to another one while that one reloads in the background and you keep casting and casting, so you kind of have to min-max things and use a combination
that's
of different
enough from X 2.
It's cool where you're like,
don't you get Cloud's outfit?
Yeah, and you get fucking Lara Croft and there's all sorts of weird shit in this game. There was at one point like a social aspect to this game, like an online whatever. And that's no longer, I think, live. But it still does a check for it every single time. So when you start the game and you boot up your save, you load the save and it says, getting world data, getting blah, 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 checking online something. And then it just pops back and it says, blah, 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 could not be updated. All right, that's fine. And then it says, start, whatever. You jump into it. And the very first thing it does before it loads, every time, it's just a screen, a message that pops up on the screen that just says, a system error has occurred. I'm like, well, here we go. It happened the first time I started the game, and I was like, oh, is it going to crash? And like, no, it just went. It's just, this game is a system error occurring over and over and over again.
But you can still play beyond that.
Yeah, it just says it, and then it jumps in. But it just makes me laugh every time because I'm like...
They did do like a cross-promotion. I don't know I guess it was because of this game they were doing it with, but there were some like fashion companies or magazines where they were showing off like high-res things of Lightning and their designer outfits.
I walked by a Louis Vuitton that had like Lightning on the wall and I was like, what the fuck what is this?
I guess that plays in the part of you like wearing the different outfits and stuff. Like
it's
whole thing.
It's strange.
Fashion.
Vampyre is it just hit Game Pass and I wanted to play the game a lot. Ben and I talked about it and we were very curious about it. And yeah, I didn't want to, I kept being like, I'll wait till it's on good enough sale. And then Game Pass was a perfect excuse to jump in. So this is from Don't Nod, the developers behind Life is Strange. So
as we nod.
And it's got that multiple choices in your dialogue dictating, every choice has consequences things. It does the thing that I hate in games like that, though, where it starts off and it puts this big text on the screen that emphasizes the importance of your choices and the consequence, that your choices will have in this game. And then the first 3 things that seem like a choice are actually things you're kind of forced into. They strip away the entire control over choice, tell you it's important, but then actually you can't do this. Like
Mass Effect?
I mean, I didn't play it, but sure, yeah, let's say that. It's just like, okay, like, and I get it, it's a tutorial, so there's certain things and there's scripted events that the story need to happen, but like maybe just don't do that.
No, to be fair, that's the majority of games that give you a choice. Like Telltale is guilty for it for a lot of it.
Yeah, and like I know that like at some point you do have a finite choice, but there are some things where like it pops up and it presents it as if there will be choices.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't remember what it was, but like one of them was like attack this person. You have to hit. Oh, okay. Spoilers. You shoot yourself. And the thing is, like, sitting on the screen, it's like, press Y to shoot yourself. And I was like,
Sorry.
what happens if I don't shoot myself? Just no, you have to shoot yourself. Like,
So it feels like something that just should have been like a cutscene or
yeah, like, why
whatever,
make
'cause, like-
me do it? And why?
Press F to pay respect.
Basically. So this game, you play as a guy named Jonathan. The game starts out, and the world in London is fucked up and on fire, and there's bodies everywhere and whatever, and you're kind of stumbling.
what year?
And loosely like the Victorian age,
Okay.
like Jack the Ripper era, early 1900s, late 18, somewhere in there. You're kind of stumbling through the world, and everything is like grayscale, and it's kind of like dark around the edges, and like your field of vision is kind of fucked up, and all he can see are flashes of red throughout the world. And he's like, the VO is just him thinking about how thirsty he is and how he's like, I'm so thirsty. And he's crawling through this world, and you get to the point where like, you just see these flashes of bodies, but you can't really make out any clear shapes or signs of anything. And you work your way around, and the character movement is really slow and dragging, and it feels like you're really working to get where you're going. And there's a black silhouette of a figure standing, and they're highlighted in red. You see their heart pulsating, you see all the blood coursing through their veins, and they lean in and they go, Jonathan, and he jumps up and bites him on the neck and drains all the blood out of their body, and slowly the color comes back to his world, and he looks down, and it's his sister that he just murdered. And
or turned?
well, good point. Yeah, that's very good. I didn't think about that. Look at that. So he bites her, and she drops to the ground, and then you don't even have time to mourn, because suddenly all these townspeople know that you're a vampire, and they're running at you and shooting at you. So it's time for a tutorial on learning how to run. You go into a bed. You think this is all a bad dream, so you shoot yourself in the chest. Cut to it showing Vampyre, and then you wake up at nighttime, and now you can go out and explore and try and figure out just what the fuck happened to you. And you meet this guy. He's a doctor, and he doesn't really give you any answers, so you kind of keep wandering. And the more you wander, it's kind of forcing you along this path to eventually meet back up with that doctor. But you start to interview the townspeople to find out what happened, who's been fucking up this city, because something turned you. You know that.
Right.
Because you weren't always like this. You can kind of remember that, but you kind of really don't remember who you are. The only reason I knew that his name is Jonathan is because other people have said Jonathan. They recognize him. So as you interview different people, you find out there's someone named William who was kind of causing some shit. So you go to seek him out, and he seems to be, he is a vampire. And you get into a fight with him. But along the way, you're kind of learning different combat mechanics and whatever. So you have a melee attack. And then at some point, you unlock the ability to start to bite people. Now, again, choice is part of this game. So the more people you bite... Now, I don't think it's as immediate as that. Like, if you're just walking by some random NPC, you grab and bite them, I don't think that's going to affect the outcome. But what this game does, it's really neat, is it has this big ass fucking like family tree looking thing. Have you guys seen this?
Kind of.
No, I am not.
Like the vibes I got from this game, that it felt like a pseudo stealth game.
Kind of. It's. I would put it more in the like.
Or does it play like something like Hitman?
No.
Like where it's just like a big city and you're walking through it and you can just do all these different things and.
Yeah, it plays
like sandboxy, I guess.
It's definitely that. It's
That's what I
definitely
meant.
yeah. Like you're in a city and you're wandering, but it's very linear. Like it definitely wants you to go to a specific spot. The part where the linearity breaks open is when you're talking to random NPCs and the way the dialogue can branch in different ways. And then of course the choice you have with this family tree, so to speak. So the family tree I'm referring to is just character silhouettes, and they're all blacked out until you meet someone. So you meet someone and they show up on this thing. The first one you get, I think his name's Charlie. You meet this guy and he's yelling at you to take him to the hospital, and you're like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
I was trying to be nice to you, and you're just demanding things. And the guy's like, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sick. I need help. And it pops up, and it gives you this little like tooltip that's like, hey, you can murder people and drink their blood if you'd like. So trick this guy into going into the shadows with you. You basically have a mesmerize ability. So as a vampire, you can mesmerize people. So you put your arm on his shoulder, and you just whisper some sweet nothings into his ear, and you guide him to the shadows. And thus, your first big choice happens. Devour, release. And I was like, I'm going to release him for now. Release. And then the thing pops up on the screen. It shows me like, hey, you released him. Cool. Then it explains everything. So that kind of character sheet shows him, and he's got 500 XP next to him. If I would have eaten him there, I would have got 500 XP, which is pretty good. But I can kind of grow him. I can build a relationship with him, or I can build a relationship with people who are related to him, and that will increase his...
You're farming your victims.
Yeah. But it also, there's a negative side to it, because let's say I meet someone who's higher up the chain, it will then kind of block off the rest of that chain, because everyone that was related to them knows they were killed by a vampire, and that you are that. Like, it kind of falls back and forth. It's interesting in that way.
Do you think they'll have somebody in there with the last name of Belmont?
Oh my god, I'd die.
Just as a nod?
I would die. It's cool. It doesn't feel great. You know what I mean? Like, it feels a little rough. Not in the worst way. It feels generic.
Could use a little more polish.
Yeah, like, it's not to... I hate this, and I apologize in advance for saying it, but it's that, like, I went to Blockbuster and I grabbed this because it looked cool, and I got home and it just, it doesn't feel like the rest of these games should feel. You know what I mean?
No, I get that. It just, it's not to your liking. Like, games do that.
It's fine, but I'm like...
It's like a B tier, it's like a THQ game. Almost.
Yeah, it feels like I keep having flashbacks to these random THQ adventures. Like, it's fine, it's good, but it's not like...
It's playable, but it's not... I guess it doesn't fully grasp you or your attention.
Yeah, like, it's third person, but it doesn't... there's, like, moments where, like, it just... The reticles are in a weird spot, or the combat, like, you don't necessarily lock on the way that you want. It's just...
variable things that don't clash together.
Yeah, it's weird.
Don't
THQ is pretty... that high quality. Is that what that stood for? It's cool though. Like, it's a weird idea and a strange game, and I don't know. It's cool. I'm like leveling up vampire powers. I unlock the ability to slash somebody with my claws, drink their blood, heal myself with blood.
I'm trying to figure out why you said that. Isn't that what that stood for? You mean stands for?
Oh, sorry. Yes, stands for
Current.
That high quality
Current
Nordic. Tense. God. And I played a lot of Sunset Overdrive this week, because that too is on Game Pass. I started that like a year ago or whatever, and I kind of fell off of it, and I don't know why. I just needed something kind of like whatever, and jump back in, and it's been another one where I kind of got over the hump, like Lightning Returns, where I'm in it now, and I'm like, got it. I have a sense of this world and what to do. The mobility feels a lot better, because before I felt like I just wasn't moving fast enough, and it's because I kept trying to stay on the ground, and you really should not be on the ground in this game. You need to be grinding on a rail, running on a wall, jumping off a thing. You need to always be in motion, and the game's rewarding you for that too.
Sounds like Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, I can't wait.
Put on your soap shoes.
Oh, I can't wait.
Grind some rails.
I can't wait.
Go to Nebraska. No.
Oh.
Yes. What lore line do I need to go through on that one? Is that Big the Cats? Is that
no?
Is that
Big
MT?
Big gets fucking murdered.
Nope. This is just Hero and Dark.
Legit, they run Big over with a fucking truck at the beginning of Sonic Adventure 2.
Damn.
Dead ass.
Is that a Nebraska truck?
How dare you?
Here's an example of Sunset Overdrive, just to paint a picture. So I did a mission earlier where there are these people who take LARPing very seriously. And now, because we're in this kind of post-apocalypse, the city's all fucked up and covered in mutants, they're just, LARPing but murdering mutants, which is good because they're helping to clean up the mutant nightmare that is attacking the city. But their king is sick, so they need me to help the king. But they take the LARPing so seriously that, like, they were feeding him bark soup because, you know, bark was something that they would eat in the medieval days. And now the dude's sick because he's eating that and he needs real food. He also needs real medicine because he's actually, like, got some sort of sickness. So you're tasked to go get Robitussin. You go get the Robitussin. You go to bring it back, and on your way back to it, someone calls you and they're like, hey, I need you to meet me. We need to do one more thing. You're like, all right, what do we need to do? You get there and they're like, the king will not consume this in such a way. It must be blah, 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 bloodlet, whatever. And you look down and you're like, why does that sign say leech pool? And they want you to go strip down to your underwear and jump into the leech pool and get covered in leeches. So you have to, there's a whole not mini game, but thing where you have to jump in. You have to wade through this area until your body's completely covered in leeches. Then you need to chug the Robitussin so that the leeches will eat your blood and get all the Robitussin in them, and then take it off and put the leeches on the king's body. But what happens when you drink a whole bottle of Robitussin, of course you might not know, but that kid from my 9th grade class did. The one who used to chug Tussin, he'd steal from the Rite Aid and hop on the school bus and ride it back and forth all around town. He knows. You see goofy shit. So the whole thing is you just tripping on Tussin, running around with leeches on your body. You see a balloon who talks to you who says, chase me, chase me. And then you're chasing him and he's like, this is boring. The floor should be lava. So then everything is lava and you have to stay. It's just a weird ass mission. And then you wake up.
You reminded me, sorry, with Wolfenstein where BJ takes acid.
Oh, yeah.
And like watches Jay on the guitar and whatever. He's like, I didn't realize the potential we had. And then I remember the trailer in New Colossus with like the little like cartoon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that sounds like the kids of South Park grew up but didn't stop playing Stick of Truth.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
I can
how.
see that. They just kept going.
And then they got you being Steve-O and.
Yeah, it was just like, what is this fucking game? It's just a weird.
That's interesting. Though.
The deeper I get into it, it just seems like the developers had a lot of fun making it. And it seems like, I don't know. There's a lot of things where you play something and something works a certain way in a game just because that's the way it works. Mm-hmm. It seems like when Insomniac made this game, they were like, why does it have to work like that? Why can't it work like this? And there's just a lot of, like, I can't think of any specific example, but just those little moments where you're like, I wish I could. Oh, I can. It's a lot of that. The more I play it, it's cool.
Sounds like it has more like indie vibes with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like in terms of just being experimental.
It fully that. Like, you know, I don't know. Obviously, you can see like some of the roots of Spider-Man in this, with the wall running and things like that, but it still has so much of its own identity, and it's just a cool world. It's a fucking Mountain Dew can, dude. It's really cool.
That's about the thing. Like from a distance, like if I was to describe this game, I was like, okay, take those Capri Sun commercials, but replace Capri Sun with Sunny Delight.
Yeah, basically, and then turn those into Sunny Delight monsters.
And then add guns.
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive.
And the guns are so much fun. Like, I've got a teddy bear launcher that shoots exploding teddy bears. I just got a harpoon. I've got a freeze gun. I've got a Roman candle gun that's an automatic.
Like even the handgun's called like a Dirty Harry, right?
Yeah. And you know, it just, I don't know. It feels really good to play, and it's been really good. Just like, all right, I've got an hour. I'll fuck around in here I can knock out a couple side missions. I can go get some toilet paper because that's one of the collectibles in the game is toilet paper or whatever. It's fun.
No, I was gonna make a dumb comparison.
Spyro. Oh. And then we are like way overdue for a break, but Mortal Kombat 11's beta is this weekend, and I was in that beta last round, and this weekend is the pre-order beta, and I was gonna pre-order it and then didn't, so I was like, well, fuck, I'm out. And then I went to go delete the MK11 beta app from my Xbox last night, and I was like, I wonder what even happens if I open it. Like, does it just say, thanks for playing the beta, please pre-order to try the next beta? Nope. It was right there, updated with Jade and Cabal and a new stage and the ability to play tower mode. So played some Mortal Kombat 11 last night. And then Mortal Kombat 10 as well because I want to play that story again. There it is. Well, we're going to take a break after an hour and a half. And we'll come back with news from the week. Check in with the state of play and much more. Some more. We'll be right back. Hey! Time for news. That's the news. That's how we intro into news now.
Oh.
There you go. See, Marc gets it. Samurai Showdown coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One in June. Out on Switch and PC later. Switch specifically in Q4. Y'all getting it?
I want to play it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if I'll buy it just yet.
I honestly didn't know what it was when you first put it out there.
It was an old SNK fighting game.
Wasn't it Ninja Showdown? Isn't that like the?
That was the one we played. That
4-player co-op thing.
Yeah.
When you put that there, I was like, didn't this already come out on all these platforms? If I'm going to be that ignorant person at the table,
That's a tough and fun game.
I had to look at it for a second and be like, "What? Why are we talking about this? This has been out. Why is it a limited run release? What is going on?"
I can get that. Yeah.
That's
Matt,
just me being ignorant.
do you have plans for 2021?
Not on the book, not quite yet, but I feel like Auto Chess is on there somewhere.
Well, speaking of which, we are going to go to Philadelphia to take a trip over to the new Philadelphia Fusion Esports Arena. The first ever. Philadelphia Fusion is an Overwatch League esports team spending $50 million to build its own esports arena.
It's the next step.
It's kind of cool.
It sounds cringy, but it's the next step. And oh my god, I did it again. If anyone's gonna do it, it's Overwatch because they have the most organized. Like, hey, the Philadelphia whatever or the New York whatever.
What do you?
They
do
got
when,
it.
What do you do when that game's not relevant anymore?
You
Make
hope and
Overwatch
pray.
2. I think that game has a good longevity to it, and even when that game starts to, I don't know. I feel like they could.
It doesn't.
I
That
guess,
game
I
could
guess
live.
I'm just ignorant. Like I know it's a big game, but at the same time, it just
Hey,
I don't see it.
Dota 2 still relevant.
I
guess I'm just not in
9
I'm
years
not in that
later
scene.
or whatever.
Melee is still relevant.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. It's off Evo. Finally.
Yeah,
Somebody will
good.
fight you for that. Anyway, I think it's cool.
It is cool.
There's the thing of me that's like, man, I haven't been to a sporting event in a really long time. Sporting events are expensive and shitty to buy. Everything there's. I just think of how much money you spend when you go. But the actual, there's something thrilling of that, just screaming at the excitement of whatever's happening. And if I could do that about something I care about versus feigning excitement for, what was the last thing? I think I probably went to a baseball game.
I mean, I guess they had to do something because traveling sucks.
Yeah.
And then you have to basically move there and live there to practice.
Yeah. But 2021. I wonder if more will come.
I don't know. I feel like it's getting there, but I feel like professional sports, the travel schedule, whereas you're gone for weeks at a time almost sometimes. That's a real thing. I feel like going away for a weekend for a tournament or whatever, and then coming back home for a week and then going away again for the tournament is a little less rigorous. I guess it might go from a person to person thing, but I think I'd rather go away for a long weekend every other weekend or whatever, and then be home instead of being gone for 10 days, maybe home for 3 days before you're back on the road for 4 days. I don't know. I'm thinking baseball because it just started, but that's what a baseball schedule can look like in stretches of a time.
Speaking of time, sometimes we get lost in time, like BJ Blazkowicz. And in his wake, his two daughters, Jess and Soph, are here to track him down as Wolfenstein Youngblood drops you into 80s Nazi-occupied Paris, where you get to play co-op, which is pretty cool. But we got a release date we knew about Youngblood last year. We got a new trailer this week and learned the game is coming to PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on July 26th. That fucking trailer. I watched that trailer like 6 times this week. It's just so
really
good.
I'll have to watch it again. I only watched it that once.
That trailer is what
Watch
made
it
me
twice.
sign. That trailer is why I'm watching Dragon Ball again. Because I saw that trailer and I was like, fuck! And I wanted everything Cyberpunk ever. So I rewatched the hour-long walkthrough of the Cyberpunk gameplay thing from last year. And I watched the trailers for Cyberpunk. And it still wasn't enough. So then I signed up for Funimation so I could watch more Ghost in the Shell. And I watched some of that. And I was like, well, while I got Funimation, might as well watch Dragon Ball. There we are. Final Fantasy 15 Studio is working on a new AAA video game. Matt, are you excited? Are you going to play 15? Would you ever go back and do that?
I won't sit here and lie and say no.
Yeah.
Because I get a hankering to, like, I think about it. I should launch it because I have access to it.
Yeah?
And then I always just I'm maybe like 3 days away from doing it, and then I always just read something about the game. Like last time I was there, I was probably 2 days away from downloading it, and then I read about that Leviathan fight, and I watched it and it just looked like a hot goddamn mess.
It wasn't that bad.
But it did not like.
I know.
From the naked eye, it did not look good. And then pair that with my favorite E3 demo ever, the one where he kept getting hit. It was like probably a year and a half before the game came out. He was the dude on the controller was battling a big titan, maybe not a titan, like a giant. And he was trying to hit his foot, but the foot kept hitting him.
Oh.
It was really it was obviously probably like a Bluetooth delay kind of thing, but it just did not demo well. And I remember watching it, I was like, oh, this looks bad.
It's an interesting game.
But with that stuff we didn't talk about last week on the podcast, but that stuff we were talking about with the God of War demo.
Yeah.
Or was that 2 weeks ago? I forget who wrote that article too now. I don't know if it was IGN or not.
I don't know.
Or no, it came out of
It was a GDC talk.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, talking about how like
he just threw it together.
Yeah, it was and then he had a backup demo ready to go, and then if that didn't work, he had an apology written. That's great. It's great.
So Luminous Productions is the name of the internal studio working on the new game. It's a Famitsu interview with the DLC director, Takeshi Terada, who says, I cannot talk about the details, but like Final Fantasy 15, I will create a game based on a new world drawn with high quality, high end. Please be assured that the next project is already in motion, said Terada. When asked what the studio is developing now that the Final Fantasy 15 story has drawn to an end. Of course, this is in the wake of the cancellation of all that DLC and the subsequent release of its final piece, Episode Arden.
Maybe they're finally getting to work on Final Fantasy VII Remake.
No, I played that this week too. Final Fantasy VII came out on Switch and Xbox. And I got it on Switch, and it's been my new we got King of the Hill on again. I'm just gonna grind through some Final Fantasy.
Where you at?
At the fucking beginning. I haven't even gotten to Corleone or whatever the hell the dude's name is.
I mean, that's a few hours in. Or did you at least meet Eris yet?
Oh, I got a flower from her.
All right.
Okay.
We just jumped off the train.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Never mind.
I know. I'm real early.
You're just now heading back to like Midgar or whatever.
Yeah, you haven't gone back to that same sector yet.
Or no, I'm back there now.
Oh, okay.
Like we jumped off and we're now in the thing.
You planned it and now you're going back, right?
I planted it. It blew up or whatever.
Yeah.
We left.
Mm-hmm.
You met
Tifa.
Yeah.
Now we're back. Now I'm back in the same thing. I went down the ladder, down the thing, hit the save point, and I went, I'm gonna go to bed. And I went to bed.
He's about to go into the church. I won't see how you get there, but he's about to go into the church.
I did that part before, like within a year or two ago, but I don't remember anymore.
Sorry, I'm gonna keep pushing you through because I'm getting it next paycheck.
There you go.
And it would be like the 19,000th time I try to beat that game myself as well.
Join the party. I don't remember the name of the studio.
Luminous?
CD Projekt Red
Oh.
is pushing through Gwent to smartphones. Sure.
I mean, I'm
I
all
might
for
play
it.
it.
Gwent is the Witcher card game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there you go. It was originally just in The Witcher and then got spun out to its own thing, and now coming to smartphones.
Kind of due to popular demand because everyone loved playing it inside the.
Yeah. That seems pretty cool. Speaking of CD Projekt Red, E3 2019 to be the most important in the company's history. During an annual investor call, CD Projekt Red said this E3 will be the most important for the company's history. Yeah.
How long do you think they get on Xbox's stage Monday night?
Oh, Monday night. I don't know, man, but I hope Cyberpunk comes out this year. And I'm curious to see what their other thing is, because now we know they have a second game coming before the end of 2021. So my hope, dream, whatever, is that 2077's out this year. Their next thing's out, a couple years. But what is that next thing? Witcher 4? Something else entirely? I don't know.
We need to make sure this is good. Like, this has a lot of expectation and hype around it.
Dude,
You just watched that hour thing. I know you're back on that train.
it's
been a while since I watched it, but
Fucking do it. Do it tonight. Just don't watch Auto Chess. Don't
watch on the chest.
Don't do it. Just go watch it. I'm telling you, just focus. Do it. Oh my God, you'll
What
melt.
does he say? My legs. After his head's already exploded. I hope they don't patch that out.
If anything, they probably add like a trophy or something to
Yeah.
it.
While they might be showing up at Microsoft's E3 press conference earlier in the day, Ubisoft will be taking stage. The countdown to E3 2019 is on. Mark your calendars. Hashtag UbiE3 kicks off on June 10th.
Which is the Monday.
It is
They
the Monday.
had their regular time slot.
It is the Monday. I'm curious about Ubi, man. They always got an interesting show.
This is the first year they're Vivendi free, though, right?
Yeah. Was last year the one when he came out and like cried and was like, woohoo?
Yeah, it was right after we all shit on that game, and then we found out it was Star Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You
way-
can't sit here and lie. Like, we were all shitting on that game. And then
I'm
everyone's head
still
kind of like
shitting
spun.
on that game.
Everyone's head.
Yeah.
But at that time, when Star Fox came out,
It just that whole thing, that whole setup
'Cause-
was great. It was.
he had that Jack Tretton grin going on. You're like, why is he happy to be
It
out
was
here?
like the
I know.
it was like the Tinker Knight fight in Shovel Knight. Like you hit him once, he's like, "Meh," and then he
Yeah.
comes back with his whole big tank.
You're like, oh, all right, you do have something. All right. Right in time for our newest series, If They Don't Dance. Overcooked 2 out with some new DLC, the Campfire Cook-Off. Get to go into the woods with a new map, 12 levels, and new campfire-themed recipes.
That sounds like a Joe Dick special, Into the Woods.
Can't drink in the woods though.
Says who?
Says that game.
Well,
bring
we
the
don't know
drinks.
yet.
Do you eat the food? You only make it.
We might make cocktails in Overcooked too. It
I
could be a new
think-
feature. I don't know. The Switch E3
Cocktail in
direct
the woods.
glance at it for 5 seconds.
Yeah. By the time we get to Overcooked 2, I think that's where we need to start. We need to step our game up. Not only do we need to keep playing Overcooked, we need to cook the dishes and have them here ready to eat while we play.
I thought you were gonna say drink.
You know,
Yeah,
the
no,
dishes don't cook that fast in real life, right?
No, I know how cooking works, Matt.
All right, I just want to make
Saying
sure.
we do that, we bring it down, and in betwixt, that's the next step.
All right. We're not doing that.
All right, we're not doing that, I guess. Breath of the Wild co-developer, Monolith Soft, hiring for another Zelda project. Not much there, but this seemed to kind of take hold of everybody's attention this week because someone said new and Zelda in the same sentence, and it wasn't in
It's
relation
like
to...
why are people even surprised? Like, of course we're gonna
Yeah,
get another
who
3D
knows?
Zelda. That's going to be like every couple years.
Newsflash, you're gonna new Mario down the road.
What? But they haven't said it yet, Matt. They didn't say it, so it's not real.
Not a lot of people are speculating the art behind it when they were announcing this, and like, that's the same kind of steel that's in Skyward Sword, but these little dots on here are different. And it's like,
Just touch your ear and
like,
walk
dude,
away.
I know, like, they're just advertising, man. Just who cares?
Now, what would be cool? They were like, we're hiring you to be our co-developer because we're giving you a Zelda maker.
Oh man, I wish.
It's not happening.
God, I wish.
I wish, yeah.
Hey, at least you get a Mario maker too.
Nice.
You'd be happy about that.
That's,
Right?
yeah, of course. Speaking of not happening, free to play not happening for Final Fantasy XIV Online. However, the game might come to Nintendo Switch and Xbox One. Might. Keyword might.
I don't see it on Switch. If they do, they're gonna try to do that cloud stuff in Japan.
I think it'll come. It was on last gen consoles before coming up to PS4 and getting its big PC upgrade. Speaking of GameSpot from Square Enix, game director Naoki Yoshida said versions of the game for Xbox and Nintendo are possible. In fact, he said discussions with Microsoft and Nintendo as well as Google are currently underway. He stressed with GameSpot that Final Fantasy XIV needs to support cross-play to have its player bases united and offer the best experience. It's currently possible on PS4 and PC, but not with other systems, which has presumably kept the game off Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. Direct quote, talks with platform holders have been going on. The fundamental philosophy with Final Fantasy XIV is we want it on labels with cross-platform play with any device's hardware possible.
Streaming.
So as long as the regulations with the counterpart hardware companies, we can actually pass that, then the the chance is quite high of Final Fantasy XIV coming to Nintendo and Xbox.
They said that about 15. Look what you got. Pocket edition.
They never said, they said they could for Switch.
Could, but chose
This,
not to.
He says, we are talking with Nintendo, Microsoft, and Google, of course. We cannot say anything at the moment because we are still in negotiations, but once we have details, we can make an announcement. We can bring the news to everyone. We are currently negotiating with all those platforms. I think it's cool.
It's cool. I don't. Nintendo's highly unlikely, in my opinion.
Yeah, but so we say that now, but in 6 months we could have this souped up Switch, right?
I don't know. Let me check in with the Wall Street Journal real quick. Oh, look at this. It turns out Nintendo is going to launch 2 new Switch models this year. Potentially.
Potentially.
So Takashi Mochizuki, the Wall Street Journal journalist who reports a lot of really, really good Nintendo reporting. A lot of that stuff where we're like, really? Kind of comes from him. And yeah, so we learned that there are potential. Last year, he's the one that first reported there would be a new Switch this year. There weren't much details at the time and whatever. There still aren't. However, he's learned that the company plans to launch 2 new versions of Switch as early as this summer. One version will have enhanced features targeted at avid video gamers, although it won't be as powerful as PS4 Pro or Xbox One X, obviously. And the other version is a cheaper version for casual gamers that Nintendo sees as a successor to its aging handheld 3DS device.
Even better, they're adding a second screen.
I would die.
It's just the 2D.
And a stylus. And it's going to be in this nice plastic casing. And we'll call it the Switch Wii U.
God. We partner Fisher Price for it.
What do you guys want in a new Switch? The handheld one seems so perfect for Pokemon coming out with, again, 3DS. There are no new 3DS games coming outside of the Kirby's Epic Yarn
Funny you say
port
Pokemon
that came out.
because if I choose to get this Pokemon, I refuse to play it handheld.
just
I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done with that.
I get it. I get it.
I think it'd be interesting if they had like a Switch that was, I don't know if you could call it a Switch or more like a brand, but one that did lean towards mobile or like being on the go.
Yeah.
and then one that leaned into like being a console. And that's your more souped up version.
Yeah, I'm okay
Does
with
that souped up version, sorry to cut you off, Mark, does that souped up version remove the ability to go mobile, you think?
If they use the Switch as a brand, it could possibly do that.
So have all 3 models.
Yeah, and then the base one is like the one that's kind of in between. Like it's the best one that like you can still take your stuff on the go.
Interesting.
And I mean, knowing like Nintendo, I mean they're never like at a power level as far as Xbox with teraflops and stuff like that.
Sure.
But if it could be baseline Xbox One S or PS4 base, like that could be doable.
Still pretty damn good.
if it came at the cost of not having handheld for a higher end Switch, I wonder what that says for a lot of games and how many are unplayable if you're choosing to get a better model. A lot of games they rely on sometimes with the handheld stuff, or unless you do gyroscope controls with your Pro controller or something,
which feels really good in like Splatoon and stuff like that. But I'm curious about how that would fuck up their whole messaging of the Switch to begin with, like the whole idea of the Switch.
So I could be very wrong, but I just don't see how you get much more horsepower into its model now without it getting larger.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, me personally, I wouldn't mind just like a slightly bigger version of a PlayStation TV hooked up to my TV to play Switch games, and then having one that I'm okay with dropping.
Where they put into the dock too. I mean, I think
the dock needs to change. That plastic for just like that one little thing, they gotta do something different with it.
I mean, that was the smart decision by Nintendo to put a USB-C, because that does open up the expanded capabilities of added like extra video card, ability or something like that. I wonder if they could make like a souped up dock that enhances your Switch capability to run Doom at like maybe 60 frames.
I think they got Doom to 60.
Oh, sorry. But maybe Wolf to 60 or Doom at 60 at a higher
Breath
res.
of the Wild to 60.
Oh, yeah, like something like that. But it only plays at dock because the dock has like an extra card, some kind of co-processor or something like that. I mean, that's how PSVR works, and that's the USB B? Isn't that what they call it?
Sure.
Yeah.
The big thing I want is edge-to-edge display. Like all these Apple devices where everything's just so fucking clean. And the Switch, to be fair, the first time we went and saw the Switch at that February event a couple years back, I was like, oh my God, this looks like something Apple made. Like it was just in stark contrast to the Wii U, where it was just like, this looks like a piece of like consumer.
Close, though. I'm not.
It is, but then when that you look at the Switch, the front of it, and it's like there's a lot of space they could just fill that fucking edge to edge, man. Get it out there.
Translucent Joy-Cons.
That too.
I would want an OLED display.
I would like that. I at least want 1080p on the handheld. That'd be nice.
1080 OLED. I will take that.
Yeah.
I don't think I will go out and buy that, but I think that would be worth upgrading for if you were interested.
Yeah.
You think they'll remove HDR?
They don't have HDR.
I mean, HD
HD
Rumble.
So that was one of the things that popped in there.
HD
One of the reports, I think when Eurogamer kind of followed up, is that HD Rumble might be something to get cut.
Sorry, 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, I know.
That's interesting because when the Switch came out, that was like all the developers were saying, oh, HD Rumble is interesting. Oh, that's interesting. In today's development state, good AAA, or I'm sorry, I'm not going to say good. AAA games don't get developed in a year. They get developed in 3 to 4 years. So we haven't had that big.
But even that, I don't think the implementation of HD Rumble has been something that is fundamental to a game.
I need to fill ice cubes in my cup in every game.
Yeah. I mean, 1-2 Switch was the one example of that.
I really did like it, though.
It was cool. It was a really neat idea, but
I could see a horror game utilizing that.
Yeah,
so sure. Well.
Oh, are we gonna? Speaking about Switch while we're here, I don't think anyone posted it to our news feed, but is anyone gonna take advantage of that Amazon, or is it worth talking about the Amazon?
Well, the thing is, I already paid a year, so what does that mean?
So yeah,
but it's just $20, so I don't give a shit.
For the news story, Twitch Prime members can now get up to 1 year of Nintendo Switch Online First, you activate the 3 months. At the end of your 3 months, assuming you're still a Prime member, you can activate and get the final 9 months of Nintendo Switch Online. Well, one, I already bought it day one for Nintendo Switch Online anyway. And two, I canceled my Prime subscription earlier this month.
I have it back.
Yeah.
But I guess I could give someone the code.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? No, it's just a thing you claim. But when you claim
Are
it,
you getting it?
But I think
you've
when
been
you claim it,
dancing
you
for
get
like
I already have
15
it.
Oh, whoa! So you've been playing some Tetris, huh?
I haven't. I thought about playing it the other day, but no, I have it, and I already set the calendar reminder so I don't get screwed up with an auto renewal. So that way I can get my extra 9 months. See what happens when you wait. Still not a good product, but when you get it for free,
You gonna get those NES controllers too?
I'm not getting those.
No.
I am interested though to go back to that NES catalog, maybe though.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there for sure. For sure. Apple.
it's their turn. Let's. Here
No,
we go.
I just wanted
Edge
to.
display.
I just wanted to
We get
shout
it.
Apple. That was all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fruit.
No, Apple introduced Apple Arcade this week, the world's first game subscription service for mobile, desktop, and the living room. This seems cool. So Apple, Monday at its spring event, announced Apple Arcade, essentially identifying the problem of mobile gaming, where all games are not all games, but they in the presentation stated that a lot of games that have the most success are either free, that rely on ads, or in-app purchases in order to make success.
I mean, just look at the top grossing list. That's your
Yeah. Right. And the games that are, even sometimes just $2 or $3, like Monument Valley is like $6 and is still widely ignored, even though it's fucking fantastic. But because there's this mentality that it's on a phone, so therefore it must be free.
Is that a phone only game?
Monument Valley, it's iOS only.
iOS.
But that whole approach was kind of, it's a problem that Apple inadvertently created with the App Store. The App Store brought so much stuff, and then in its place, like the idea that you could put a game on a phone, and the App Store provided free apps, and then free games came, and like all that stuff was spun up out of that. And this is Apple, over a decade later, kind of identifying the problem and saying, how can we course correct? How can we fix this? So this subscription service is going to be curated by Apple. So seemingly all of the games that will hit this service are going to be picked by Apple. It's not just going to be whatever, which could do some quality control and whatever. And helping to contribute to development costs, working closely with creators to bring the games to life. I'm quoting here. Out this fall. The one interesting thing I saw is that, or the one thing that stands out to me is that the games, when you do it, will play across your phone, iPad, Mac, and Apple TV. So they're kind of ubiquity across, which isn't a big surprise because last year Apple announced that at the WWDC conference that Mac and iOS are going to start to work a little bit well or better together, and that developers would have access starting, I think this year is when they'll roll it out, is what they said.
Yeah, didn't they? It was Mac OS demoed, like it was like the Stocks app.
Yeah, like last year, like News
It was
and Home and a lot of
couple
those
of them.
apps came to Mac.
Well, I thought News just came on Monday.
No, News has been there.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. I just know because we've got the free cheese on Apple News, which, hey, you should follow the free cheese on Apple News if you're not. But yeah, that stuff got added to kind of show that it could be done. And now this year is where developers will kind of get to go hands-on with that stuff, which made sense when you've got this kind of cross-platform gaming thing happening. Games will be kind of in contrast to Google Stadia. Games online, offline, doesn't matter. It'll pick up your progress where you left off. I guess you'd need some sort of online connectivity for it to know, but
I mean, I'm sure it's nothing different like Spotify or Apple Music where like, you can be offline and just have to do a check-in just to
Sure.
make sure you're still subscribed or whatever that pricing tier looks like.
but I mean, this is potentially really cool You know?
I think it's a good way for Apple to, because like, you look at the phone, but then you look at the computer, and then you look at the tvOS, right? And
sure.
Those app stores are not as robust as whatever. I think this is a good way to kind of encourage, hey, use because they have dev kits out there to easily kind of translate these apps to one another. Well,
and that was the cool thing.
The Mac one they're working on, but like the tvOS, they were kind of out front saying that.
Because that was cool when I first got the newest gen Apple TV when it came out. It was cool. Like I opened it up and it was like, hey, you could play fucking Transistor, Sonic CD. You could play all this shit right on your TV with no extra anything. Just ready to roll. And yeah, it's neat because I don't use my Mac for playing games. I mean, I do, but I switch over to the PC
Windows,
side.
yeah.
You know?
And that's what I did until I got my PC. So
I mean, there's stuff that I play, but I play it through Steam, not through the Mac App Store. The fact that I would have all this stuff, like it's potentially cool, and I like that instead of it just being a thing where it's been for the last decade of, yeah, this is here. You know, now it's like, yeah, this is here, and it's time we fix it. So.
There's some decent developers on that list of developers.
That was the interesting thing too. It was like, I mean, notably the biggest one, probably Sega out there with Sonic and All Stars Racing. No, not Sonic and All Stars. Sonic Team Racing. Not literally the biggest, but that was a big like, oh shit, that's a big game that's coming out, and it's okay. But no, they had
from on that list.
Was From on that list?
I thought I heard someone say that.
You're probably right. It was a lot of people. The list that Apple put in its press release lists Annapurna, Bossa, Cartoon Network, Finji, Giant Squid, Clay, Konami, Lego, Mistwalker Corporation, Sega, Snowman, Us 2 Games, and dozens more. Yeah. Pretty neat. So no price on that yet, but it's a subscription service, so I would assume it's got to be in that realm of whatever. Over 100 new and exclusive games from renowned creators. What else we got? Is that it? Hyperlight Drifter TV series coming. Castlevania producer Adi Shankar working on that. Sega is releasing Judgment worldwide despite the actor being arrested for cocaine.
The Japanese actor.
That was a weird story. A couple weeks back, I don't think we talked about it on the podcast, but the Japanese actor whose likeness is used for one of the characters in the game arrested IRL for cocaine use. The weird thing about that was they didn't find cocaine on him. Someone said, hey, that dude's doing coke. And the cop said, all right, we're going to search your place. And they searched his place, found no coke. And they said, all right, we have to do a drug test. He tested positive. So he was arrested. And I guess it's a cultural thing where, someone does something like that, you distance yourself far as fuck. And they are basically blacklisted. So not only did they distance themselves from that, they halted distribution of the game in Japan because it was hitting shelves. They pulled all of that, all physical copies, pulled the digital distribution of it, and deleted all the tweets about the game and promotion. Like they tried to bury it. And the thing, it was like right after it had been announced for a Western release of June 26th. And the question was, oh shit, is it going to get pushed back? And still coming. They're just going to change his model, which is fucking weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm glad it's still coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad. I mean, I feel bad for Japan though.
Yeah.
I mean, that sucks a lot, but yeah, that's just a weird line of like using celebrities.
All right, region free means judgment free.
There you go. They were talking about it on 8-4-Play, and they said that John from 8-4-Play went out and bought an extra copy because he was like, well, I'm going to hold on to this. Valve broke its silence on... Man, we got the old tongue twisters this week, huh? Valve broke its silence on Artifact, says it plans to fix deep-rooted issues.
Yeah, they went out because when the game first launched, they were doing just about weekly updates, and one of them was the big kind of currency, in-game currency edition with the level ranking up and stuff like that. And then they've been silent since about that first or second week of December, and it's turned into like a goddamn meme on the Artifact subreddit.
Yeah.
And they finally came out and said, hey, instead of doing little updates, we have to realize the core issues, and we're gonna fix them, and then we'll bring it in.
Yeah, specifically calling out game design, the economy, the social experiences of playing, and more. Moving forward, we head down focusing on addressing these larger issues instead of shipping updates.
I don't know what they meant by the game design there. I mean, are they talking about like the
what?
The dragons.
That's what I mean. Like, is it like the art style? Is it the UI? Or is it like the actual like gameplay? I don't think the gameplay was bad. It was just long, and there's a way to maybe shorten that. I don't know if you can, but I really liked the laning and the.
So why'd you stop?
I just fell off of it, and then when I realized there was only like 80 players playing it at one time, I figured it was 80 players that had all the cards and could beat my ass, and so I never like played it to see if it was those players, but it kind of discouraged me from playing it.
So didn't they just get rid of the team?
And also auto chess game. I'm not gonna lie, auto chess kind of came out.
And now I was like, wouldn't you just keep that team to fix it?
If they're the team that got it to this state and you're not happy with this state, maybe you just. Or
Yeah.
I wonder if the team was a contract anyway. I don't know. I saw a post on because I still follow that subreddit just out of curiosity. That and the Quake Champions one are just a great time if you want to look at dead games. And someone posted. I can't remember if it was Quake or Artifact at this point, but one of them this week dipped below 100 concurrent players, and I was like, oh,
it was Artifact.
It was okay.
It was Artifact.
Like, ooh, man.
That's why I said when it was like 80 concurrent players.
Yeah. Pretty bad.
Someone had a good post. It was, I guess, viewers on Twitch or whatever, and it was like the holy trifecta, and someone had Dota 2, and it was at like 20,000 because it's in the middle of a tournament or whatever. Auto chess like 15,000, and then it was Artifact. It was like 120.
Oh my god, 1,000?
No.
No, I know. No.
120 period.
God.
We'll wait and see. I'm still curious that they stick with their iOS release. I doubt we're getting it anytime soon, but I wonder if when they rework everything, it still comes to iOS.
Yeah, I would like that game. Honestly, like last night, I was on the couch and didn't feel like playing Final Fantasy VII on my Switch. I was looking through everything on my Switch. I like played a level in Sonic Mania, and I was like, eh.
Also, I'm going to throw this out there. And we're break kayfabe. I know we love doing that around here.
We don't, though. You do.
But it's March 30th, and I have not heard anything about the next Auto Chess iOS update. Remember, it was supposed to be late March, so...
That's true.
So, I don't know.
That is weird. But no, I was sitting there on my iPad, like, looking for... I really wanted a good RTS game on my iPad, so listeners, if you have a good RTS game on iPad, please let me know, because I couldn't...
I can punch you to a MOBA that had Batman in it.
Hey, you don't want to play that Command and Conquer game they showed at E3?
Yeah, no. I hovered over that for a little bit. I was like,
no.
Maybe I should. No. I ended up downloading Marathon.
I did too.
Dude, did you play it?
A little bit.
It's got motion controls, so it's weird. You use the gyroscope to aim.
What is the Master Chief function?
I don't know. I saw that in there.
I checked it and I was like, what did this do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd rather use a controller.
I did re-download Rumid Capsule.
I never heard of that.
It's a weird. I got it on Vita back when Vita had PlayStation Mobile built into it. Rumid Capsule is a tower defense game. But you're unlike a tower defense game where you're kind of like constructing towers on a preset map. You build your map out of Tetris pieces. And
there we go.
So you like lay them down to fit together, and then you add things to it. So you add a thing to construct blue resources and pink resources and whatever. It keeps building, and you add guns to fight off. It's a fun little.
No, what I was saying earlier, the The MOBA I was talking about was Arena of Valor. Did you see that story on the App Store celebrating 8th birthday?
Yeah.
You know what it did? It made me re-download that game.
Did you?
I'm gonna I haven't tried it yet, but I think I'm gonna put it on my iPad and try it again when I'm on the couch. I don't know. Batman will get me to download a MOBA. If you told me right now that League of Legends put Batman in this game, I think I would try playing that. Wow. Lol.
I don't know that I want to play a MOBA on my iPad though.
It's the gateway drug. Well, you start playing it, you're like, oh, I like this style of game. I wonder what the next one would be. And then I shoot in and say, Dota 2 is a great game. And then you come join me and we lane together in Dota 2. And then all of a sudden we're playing auto chess together.
He's saying all this from a dark alley. He's like, come over here.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, I'm like the vampire in Vampyre. Is like, come here. Hold on, let me mesmerize you.
This is creepy, and I'm not mesmerized.
let me play Dota.
Your options are Dota or League of Legends.
Oh God, that's an easy choice. Dota.
I'll go with the vampire.
Death.
April ink storms bring May flowers.
Who the fuck says that?
That's the old saying, Mark. You know what that means?
Nope.
Springfest is right around the corner.
That's just a cute way of saying Splatfest.
Yeah, but it's different this time.
Because it's spring.
So they've done this with Splatoon 2, where they've done kind of the seasonal, like they did Spookfest or whatever
Halloween
it was.
One. Yeah.
And now this one they're doing here, and it's, it is a Splatfest, but it's a little bit different. So this time it's hare versus tortoise.
Tortoise.
Yeah. Ninja Turtles, I
Yep.
get it. But they did some cool things.
Hare.
So it's not hair like,
I know,
stuff
I
that you
know.
like to eat. It's
The hare is very egotistical, though.
That is a mat. Yeah, that makes sense. You get special gear this time around.
Permanent gear.
Permanent gear.
Thank you.
Not from the Splatfest, but this is going to be one of those things through the Squid Research Lab Report news channel on Nintendo Switch. You know what I'm talking about? It's where you got the previous, like they did the Jason mask and things like that. It's cool though. They do visors, which are not so cool, but they have.
That's it. They got cool things. Visors.
Like, because visors aren't cool. Just get a fucking hat. You know?
Get a quick flashback to like 2002.
Man, Andy Roddick used to rock one of them when he played tennis.
Yeah, a tennis player makes so much sense. Just
He switched to a hat though later on.
Sounds like a self-respecting human being later on. Earlier on, no self-respect.
He was my favorite tennis player back in the day.
Shoes. There's 8 different shoes you can get from this,
I like the flower ones.
and they're all themed. They're all designed with supervision from Pearl and Marina, is what's listed here. I don't think they actually oversaw it because they're fictional characters, Matt. But
Thanks for pointing it out.
yes, but they are thematically like color scheme kind of. They dance around those. They're cool. They're really cool.
Have you heard from Kelly Marie since like the first campaign?
Yeah, you got to beat the campaign.
All right.
Yeah, play that Splatoon 2. You got online now.
I know.
Ooh, bitch.
I'm back, baby.
All right.
Funny that the pictures for the tortoise and hare, it's the color of the Joy-Cons. Like it's just highlighter.
Oh yeah.
Usually it's more like pastel looking.
Yeah.
And those are like, I want to
Real bright.
I want to burn your fucking retinas.
I like this Joy-Con a lot.
Yeah. No, they're good colors, but holy hell, I can't. For like
It's
a
the
long
yellow
period of
that
time.
ruins it, and it's not because it's yellow. It just reminds me of arms.
I think the pink hurts me more than anything.
And then off to the shadows is that black Fisher Price toy.
No. Anyway, that's Splatfest. Springfest is April 19th from 6 p.m. Or it's April 19th at 6 p.m. to April 21st at
Blaze
6
it.
p.m. There you go. And that, I think, just about does it for us. Not Reddit. I want Slack. Yeah. The Valve might be making a VR headset, but we don't really know anything yet. So There's just a picture, and it says May 2019.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
There it is. All done?
I am excited for that Hyperlight Drifter cartoon.
Yeah, it seems cool. I like that series a lot. I like that developer a lot.
I wonder who's doing the animation.
They didn't say, right? Yeah.
But if it's Frederator,
I'd be alright with that.
they're on a roll.
The Castlevania Season 2 was good.
Wasn't there another thing? Wasn't there another show that's being worked on?
Wasn't it Devil May Cry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The other vampire.
That's demons, Matt. It's different.
Fuck. I'm sorry.
I gotta play that still. I keep thinking about it. Because they're
5? Or
Well, I want to play 5 because it's out and everyone's talking about it, but
Playing a collection.
I want to play the collection, I think.
It's
I know.
me getting through that first one, man. That's tough.
Talk about THQ era.
Like
That high quality, man.
fixed
All
camera
right,
angles
let me do
are
it.
not your friend in that game.
Yeah.
Like you thought it was bad in Resident Evil.
No, I thought it was bad in Sonic Adventure.
Sonic Adventure, you beat
you'll get
though.
used to it though.
Sure. Man.
Hitting those dingers.
Yeah.
Wrong word. Dongs.
He's got it right.
Not dingers.
We got a lot happening this week on thefreecheese.com. Later today, we've got episode 3 of Overcooked, or of If They Don't Dance, where we play Overcooked.
Never mind.
Wednesday, Combo Breaker episode 8, Dive Kick.
Yeah.
We boiled down, well, we didn't, someone did, boiled down fighting games to its core essence, diving and kicking. I love that game a lot. I've been thinking about it a lot since we played it, and just the way that it lets you kind of...
It's a wacky ass game, and I encourage more wackiness.
When you get into the mind game part of a fighting game, where when you're both really good at a fighting game, like peak Smash playing, when we were like, it's more about knowing who your opponent is
Yeah.
and less about your own skill. It is so much
We
about
would
your
definitely
skill.
need way more time with each game to get to that point.
Right, and we don't get there. With Dive Kick, we can strip all that out because it is so boiled down. It's a really, really special game.
Yeah.
So that's up Wednesday. You can see Mark and I play that. And then Friday, we've got FCW Mortal Kombat. Oh my God, it's all been leading to here. You think WrestleMania is something. Fuck. You outdid yourself this time, old Commissioner Matt. But maybe not for long. We've got the follow-up to the Jack Trenton Championship. Spider-Man trying to hold on to that belt, calling for a challenger to come on out. We've got the introduction of a brand new belt, which we won't spoil here, but oh my gosh, you do not want to miss that one. Find out what that's all about, who's taking it home. We've got our Free Cheese Championship, of course. Will John Cena defend it?
And maybe something else. Maybe something else might come along the way.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe someone gets fed up.
Oh my gosh. There's so much. So much. Friday. That'll be up 12 o'clock noon Eastern.
With that, we're not going away from the FCW catch-ups. Road 2, whatever our pay-per-view event is just this time around.
Not a lot happened.
No.
Yeah.
We were able to recap it pretty easily for you. Any events you missed
Yeah, right at the
from
beginning.
pay-per-view to pay-per-view. So if you're looking out for that on Monday or Tuesday or
Yeah.
whatever, earlier in the week, it's not going to come because we're going to recap it for you in the show.
All of it right there. And we'll also timestamp within that when each match happens, so you can get caught up that way. Yeah, big week. And that is it. If you want to follow us on Twitter, the Free Cheese is at some Free Cheese. Mark is at aug_mental. Matt is at MattyIce131. I am at the Free Cheese. That's it. This has been the Free Cheese Podcast. You have been the listener. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, listener, for listening. We'll see you next week.